I'd probably lose my mind. Abyss knowledge. It only gets worse. It just got worse. Can't seem to, right? Catch the wave. No, well, whatever. I'll ride in this next wave, I guess. Right? Don't question Father. He knows what he's doing. Thank you, Father, for this ministry, so I can have, other eyes to see and other ears to hear. The vision's not so good from the grenade to the face. Thank you, Father. And well, HD, the quality is not high definition. It's in the high desert, so I'm out in the middle of nowhere. So, and I don't want a weaponized telephone hooked on phonics. Telephonics work for me, right? So I'll try not to put the phone up to my face. But oh my goodness. Thank you, Father, for this. Can't have the procedure, can't get the paid relief because I have to spend it on the ministry. So and the next set of, this is stupid, man. I'm not going to make it about money, but what the heck. And they gave me the deepest discount because I'm a veteran. Nobody gets a better discount. I get the best prices they have to offer. So I'm going to have to call this doctor back and try to figure something else out because I don't have $2,500 to get injection. So it's $2,500 and I have to have the money to go get the injections before they'll do it, and they can't do it all. She's like, you need a lot of injections. We have to break that up in a series. You can't come at one time and do that. We can't do that much work to you at one time. We can't do that. So I don't know, man. This is just nonsense. I don't know what Father's doing here once again. So the next $2,500 I need to get to pay off the remaining, whatever. I probably need a little more than that to finish what I'm doing here with the ministry. So remember, I can't work. The doctor said don't work. I have a no work order by the doctor. Says stop. Nothing over 25 pounds, nothing over 25, 30 pounds, your maximum. Don't, right? I'm up to my waist, past the ankles and the knees and the hips, I'm up to my waist. I'm pretty far into this, I've got 98% of it here, the things that are needed to finish this. So I'm not sure what to do. Medicaid would cover it if I can get the Social Security. And I talked to the ladies here, really helpful on the difference, on what coverage. So, but the health care I have won't cover it. I don't have the medical coverage for it, so I have filed to get the Social Security to get the health care so that I can actually do this if I was ever going to do it. But it doesn't look like I can do it under the current health plan that I have. So I don't know. Might not even work. I could shell out $2,500. It can make me worse. Pay for my own demise. And they want to do, like I said, my neck, it's a list. Like I said, I told you, it's a whole. There's a lot of degenerate. The disc have degenerated from compression. Being that, I've been weighed more. I think about 160 pounds right now, something like that. But I walk around like a 300 pounds. Not walk around, but do work that And remember, I lifted a 400-pound beam over my head and then dropped it and broke my back again. So I don't know, man. I'm in a conundrum here because if I don't get Social Security, then I can't move forward. And then this doctor, she said, I can't cut you open because your body's locked up. You need these injections. This injection is the only way you're going to get your body to potentially unlock. It's the whole left side of my body is locked up. She can see it. She don't actually, you don't have to describe me to your pain. I can physically see what's happening with your body. And then she went into a few things like, yep. She's like, I know. And your right side's trying to lock up right now too, but your left side's got it so locked up that your right side's just, you know, so it's a stack of shots. They can't do it all at one time. I can't, like I said, what if it doesn't work? That'd be a waste of money, kind of like giving that attorney all that money. He just wasted my money. $25,000 gone. This is only $2,500. Remember, I just spent $3,000 for the ministry. I added the $2,300 or whatever to the power company. They want that to put the line in, and then I had to pay for the conditional use permit. That was 5 something plus 12% plus $30, and then I had to shell out another $150 to get the address. So it was another $3,000. I shelled out $3,000. So I don't know. I don't know where to pull the $2,500 to do it, and I don't want to waste my money. You know what I'm saying? Are you at the island? Oh, we got an island boy in here. So. We'll show you. You didn't need to type that in all capital letters there, Don. Whatever you're. But thank you, Father, for the pain. Thank you for the suffering. Doesn't look like that, if I get another $2,500, I'm putting it towards the ministry, not injection. So that's just how I am. I'm not going to terminate this, but I have a no work order, so I don't know what to do. It's just like all the way around. It's a really difficult position to be in, so I'm not sure where to. I'll let Father, he's steering the ship, so I'm not going to make any plans. I don't make plans. He always wrecks them, so I just prepare for the worst and the best. So it's just how it works. Everybody gets a different measure he pours out, remember, justly on all of us. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to call the doctor tomorrow, and I really thought this time I was going to be able to actually get something done. I don't want to, because same thing. I'd go in there and not walk again, be a paraplegic just from these shots. But, no risk, no reward. So it's not a gamble. There's no such thing as luck, no such thing as free will. So Father is creating this destruction and chaos in my life and torments me daily, but that's my business, and he'll pour out the treasure when I return, right, to him. He will return and come pick me up. Remember, I got to be moved and in his, not like on my ass stuck. I need to take care of myself, so I don't know what to do. You have to take care of your body. Your body's a temple. Remember, use it, the 2 temples right down the side of your head. Let no one take your crown. I got to live for another 52 years. So that's what I told the lady on she's the same age as me. So it's kind of a silly conversation we had to talk about. Oh, we should have talked about the roller rink. Dang, that was a good conversation. This generation, people where they threw the kids out. Children not meant to be seen or heard. Go outside. That's what we do here on this channel. It's an adult-only stream. If you act like a child, we'll throw you out of here. When the lights come on, Oh, yeah. So, then the commercial came on. It's 9 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are at? Oh, shit, they're outside. We didn't have iPhones. We had collect calls from I'm at Katie. I'm at the roller rink. Come pick me up. She laughed at that. Whatever. It's a good conversation. Different time where we drank out of the hose. We rode into rode in the back of pickup trucks, and it was a different place. It's kind of like the other day. I was there at the Wally Mart, and wanted to see if they had that shower. Said they did. I think it's an online thing, but they didn't. So, anyways, the boy George came on, and I said, "Oh wow, man, what a different time when, now they're reading to kids in our library. What the hell is going on with this? We're surely not like the 80s. Comma, chameleon. It was on the going over the speaker. So, man, times have sure changed. That stuff used to be behind closed doors. Now they're reading in the open to our children in the libraries. So it's crazy times that we live in. Remember PDA, public display of affection. Even a man and a woman weren't supposed to be kissing in public. Get a room, Mike, would you? Now people are like that with scripture. Oh my God, you can't talk about Jesus unless it's Sunday. Get a church, would you? Well, don't you? So people are idiots, though. People are nice. They're actors, so I'm not trying to act. I'm not putting on a front. I only do what Father makes me do. He's the one putting the wind in my sail. Remember, meet him in the sky, the lifting, revelation, the apocalypse, the final trump. When the dead are raised, not fall out of the sky. Imagine that. Must be those hailstones. Oh, no, just kidding. That's not hailstones. It'd be crazy if people fell out of the sky, wouldn't it? Or the reverse rapture. It never says rapture. These people thinking they go up. If you listen to their analogy, they think people go to heaven and above their head, and then they're going to fall like angels. That doesn't mean out of the sky. When at the final trump, there are people in heaven. It's not above your head. So when at the final trump, the dead are raised. They think that they're going to go to heaven, and that are they already in heaven? Heaven's not above your head. That's the problem with society. Remember, not like most people. No, not people. I'm hominoid, set apart species. Remember, one race, the human race. Human. There's many sapien. Remember, Denisovan, Cro-Magnon. But anyways, not like P.I. Tom Selleck. Huh? Most people are a bunch of actors. Remember, that's what I said. Acting nice. The word nice means to be stupid. They act like nothing's happening. So I'm not nice. So no, I'm not like most people. I am set apart. Remember Jeremiah? Jacob, who he loved, he called Israel is not a country. So how about that? Anybody that knows that? How about this? I'm not like most people. How about that? It's not 2026. The New Year's doesn't start in the middle of the winter, right? New life, birth, Spring's up when? April Fool. Never mind. Just keep doing your paganism, your Catholicism, your isms. All of them. Remember, Calvinism, Mormonism, they're all moron or Mormon. So they're all vain. Remember, Jeremiah, learn not their ways. O heareth what the Lord say, O Israel. He's talking to his bride. Israel in Scripture and Revelation is the tribes, not a country. Remember, Jacob, he loved Jacob. He hated Esau. Jacob, he called Israel. How about that? Does that sound like anything you ever heard before? Nope, ain't heard nothing, because it falls on deaf ears for most people. Remember, most people go to hell. Most people can't give me the definition of hell, so I don't know what the hell they're talking about. How about that? Stick that in your pocket. Or whatever cue, pool, pocket game, whatever you're playing over there. No? All right, that's okay. I'm not trying to remember. I don't sup with vipers, so you'll know them by their fruit. People can say a lot of things, but it's an action word. You have to believe in Father, not gods in the sky. Deities, little g gods. Demon, that was a compliment. You believe you have your demon? Who's your demon? Demonion, that's what it said. Now it says devil. Which one, the white one or the red one? So, hey, let's see if Blue, I think he's had too much Blue Lake, too much poison from he's a genetically modified on some Casper the Friendly Jesus or some nonsense like that. Yeah, Casper the Friendly Jesus. Remember, Father is ghost, Hokadesh. Remember, let's see if he can define anything, remember when, yeah, we won't go there. So you hooked on phonics? So let's see if you have any definition. Tell me the definition of the word abyss. That's hell. Revelation, Tartarus, Hades. Remember hell, abyss, abyss. There's your hint. My people shall perish for like abyss. If you don't know what the definition of hell is, then you don't know what the hell you're talking about. Remember is prognosco, or to have foreknowledge of. Remember, I also did foreknow. The ones that I did predestined. I divided them. I separated them. That's your little divide and conquer by your little dialect split tongue. Let's see if you have any definition in you. Alathea, truth. Yeah, give me the definition. Wait there. Splodology. Wow, that's a strange name. Splod. He'll splodge you. Watch out. So I think you might give the definition. He can hear. So it's 2 words in the Greek. It's 1 word in English. I'll give you that hint. Remember, bis is 1 word. The A negates in the Greek. You have to have definition to speak in this chat. It's not a child chat. Remember, don't put your hands on kids. Don't touch kids. Don't marry kids. None of that. We won't have that PDF files in here. None of that. Well, remember, he's keeping rank and file order. That's cosmos. An orderly arrangement. It's not above your head. So there's no God in the sky. God is a title. There's no O's in Hebrew. So who's God? Title, remember? Who's your commander? Who's steering the ship? Faith? Are you anchored? Believe is a verb. You'll know them by their fruit. No bad apples in here. So you get tossed out of here. Won't condemn you. You can come back when you grow up and the lights come on. And remember, children are not meant to be seen or heard. Go outside and play. Exit stage left or stage right. So no definition in you still. See? So now you're going to prove yourself to be an ass. Give me the definition. Either you need to turn your hearing aid, hooked on phonics work for me, remember? I asked you to define the word hell, abyss. Splod said abyss. He even repeated for you as a witness, and you went off in your own tangent or whatever offset in your striation, whatever stratadata, your own little dirt earth talk. So give me the definition or leave here, child. Blue, you feel a little blue? What have you been, on that, darn it, I wish I knew that actor right now. Who's the actor they were in the trailer made in that blue? Are you a Mexican American? You're a Mexican American. I can tell you stink like a Mexican American. Too much genetically modified. Remember, you eat the poison. I already told you at the store. You don't even grow any of your own food. You don't get any of your power. You're powerless. Is that why you're feeling blue? Your words don't mean anything if you don't have any definition. If you don't have any definition for Calathea, you can't speak any truth. So you don't know what the hell you're talking about. You boys sure made an ass of yourself, didn't you? You couldn't even put your name at the top of the paper. Remember, I asked a name. Even Splod said the. Well, I just want the definition. I don't care what. That's a description, but I want the definition. People have their descriptions. That's called translation. They go after a transgender. Remember Casper, the friendly Jesus, the booby pepperoni with his little pasties flipping around with little horny Jesus. It's a stick up. Let me see your decami. They got, robber Jesus. He'll come like a thief in the night. He said, that's not that same robber. So watch out. Remember, he likes to perform all the same miracles and wonders. Remember? So people don't know the word. They don't define anything. I have to ask for definition in this chat. You have to speak definition to be a part or you get tossed out. So we've had moderators go off the rails. So not rails of, remember, these people are into drug pushers too. If you don't speak like them, they push drugs on you or tell you something's wrong with your mental capacity. And then I got that bill of health cleared that I got hit in the face with a grenade and the brain is still operating at full capacity, firing on all cylinders. So might have some lightheadedness from the pinching of the nerves, but the brain's still correct. Cosmos and orderly arrangements, not above your head. Remember? Hello, wake up. Bis is the word knowledge. Hell is knowledge is what hell is. Well, actually, that's not true because that's the opposite. Father is heaven. The adversary is knowledge. Father's knowledge. That's heaven, not above your head. And hell is not below your feet. Hell is the word no knowledge. The A negates in the Greek. You have to study it in the Greek. Revelation 9:11. Remember, they have a king of the abyss, the messenger, angelos. There's another word people don't know. Angelos is the word angel. Nobody should ever use the word angel because they don't know what an angel is. They think angels come from the sky because like some kind of maxi pads, they're on their moon or period, that jot, whatever. They're wings. Angels don't have wings. You're an idiot. Angels don't come from the sky. Above your head that's pride, remember? Raising up above, shining above another. You were warned about that. Babylon, have you forgotten what the scriptures say? So remember, script, it's all going by the script, every jot and every tittle. He said, if you add, I'll blot your name out of the book. Remember, you won't be called out at the wedding. So how about that? The wedding, remember? Sup, don't sup, they would lay, and when you lay, you marry. Yeah, don't fornicate, or the bowls of wrath, the cup would be poured out on the nations that fornicate with the beast. So anybody who changes the word, brothers and sisters, is an antichrist. That's a term never ever written in Old or New Testament. It's a pagan term, Christ, like the pagan cross and the pagan nice Casper the Friendly Jesus. There's no J in the Old or New Testament, so there's no Jesus. Stop it. You want to do a J thing? Well, then remember Jacob, who he so loved, and he hated Esau, who stole his inheritance, right? His brother was Moloch. That's Jesus. So one birthed in the middle of the winter. The orgy Jesus. Remember the pasty with the little flipping around little pepperoni Jesus? I don't eat pork, remember? We're under this covenant, but that's the wrong... We're not under the dietary laws. This, what are you, related to the high priest of Aaron, the Levitical tribe of Levite, and you're some kind of dietary Levitical laws of the Sabbath, keeping the Sabbath, let the land lie fallow, rest on the seventh day, remember? No, Sabbath was Saturday, and remember, it's take up your cross daily. Nobody hung from crosses, remember? That's pagan. Pagan. So live with a world full of pagans. It's not 2026. If it's 2026 to you, you are a pagan. And you are antichrist. So wake up, right? Somebody's going to shine a light on you. That's what you do. Show people to the light. Show people to the narrow way. It's the word hados. Father is the light, pure, without blemish. Remember, the only thing that exists without darkness. Remember, that's Tammuz, the son of Satan. Tammuz, under the sea. You don't know anything about Israel, do you? All right, so. See, most people speak like dragons. That's, well, how about foreign, alien tongue? Forked like Leviathan in the garden. You make up your mind, a snake or a dragon. Yeah, right. Remember, you know I was a snake before you let me in. Then he let Joe Biden in. Did you get the jab in warp speed? Are you spinning faster than the speed of sound on a ball, Mr. Spaceballs? Yeah, remember? I got a big snake. All you got to do is make it dance. The halo. Anytime you see a halo above somebody, that represents the serpent in the garden. You know, the white devil over here or the red devil. Which one? They're both Satan, you idiot. Oh, no, one's good, one evil. Yeah, huh? Whatever you say, they're... You keep telling yourself that, and you go back and study, reproof the word with others that are in the hados, and you'll refine, and then you'll see that the halo represents the serpent in the garden. Remember? It represents time in the beginning, the garden. How about Chronos? Halo. Halo. Third eye, blind. Climb up the ladder till you hit the third eye, Joker. No, just kidding. Oh, they're handy? I don't know. That's all nonsense. You don't have a third eye. Its father is called P.O.Box with a pinching, so you enter through the straight gate heaven. It's not above your head, it's right here. So, not up here, right here. The pineal. So. Because death, you don't die. How are you supposed to die to self daily? You don't read scripture, do you? Who shall ever come after you? Let them deny themselves. Death is self, spiritual death. Hokadesh is spirit. Father is light. Father is pure. Father is undefiled. Father is, that's right. Father is the word. So, yes, justice for Gaza. America stopped Gaza. Gaza is where the Anunnaki were from, the giants that were eating flesh. Now they're eating their kids. I know. Pretty sick nation, huh? Abomination. 44, abomination. So, so, no, it's Satan Yahoo, okay? Just change it up. I'll give you some gems, 1900. You'll never put it again, will you? Nope. You're like, nope, I'll never put Netanyahu. I'll always put Satan Yahoo. You're welcome. Thanks, Father, for that. All glory to the Shiloh, the one who redeems. Israel was a man named Jacob, not some country. Oh, you're going to like this channel. Remember, he sent you here. All glory to the Redeemer, not the one who says, let vengeance, not bomb Iran and bomb Gaza. Yeah. Oh, we're going to do the greater Israel movement. And they don't even have enough people to hold that land. What a bunch of idiots. Even people in Israel, which is not a country. Israel in Scripture and Israel, that fake nation that was founded by the triple conjunction. Are you evil? Woe to those who call good evil and evil good. Remember in 1939, that celestial star marker, he said there'd be signs, stars, stop signs, street signs, whatever, of what is to come. You guys like your J.G. Wentworth generation. It's my money and I'm my money, the octa, like you're hooked up on the eye. But anyways, the conjunction, the marker in 1939 of the triple conjunction in Aram. That's right. To form the nation by the Masons, what they want to call Israel. But that's not Israel in Revelation, because I am pastor, this minister, this at HD Fat, where you just landed, right where you're at, not HD for high definition, because I'm in the high desert away from people. My 5-mile away neighbor. You like to be in the city and the grid where you'll fry like kind of like your waffle fry skies, just turn to dust, ashes under your feet is what the scripture says. But keep telling yourself you won't. That's all right. Father hates cities. Father hates pride. Remember, they already built cities and towers, tried to reach the stars, Hollywood. Wave the stick at you, broadcast, sow seeds, tell you plant seeds. Remember, the enemy came and sowed seeds while you were sleeping, huh? Wake up. These words don't mean anything to you. It's all alien dialect as tongues. Remember, no such thing as speaking in tongues. A forked tongue, remember? The dragon, Leviathan in the garden, crooked. Your crooked dialect is alien dialect, alien tongue. Forked, the one with the halo above his head, remember? Anytime you see a halo, that represents the serpent. So, time, Chronos, throw your kids in the fire, eat your kids. Santa, hello, halo. It's all part of this Israel nonsense. Remember the third temple, they're going to build a physical, but it doesn't mean it's Hokadesh. Remember, the Israel that speaks in scripture is the 144,000. That's not a literal number. You're an idiot. You know what that means? It means all flesh, not just some wandering Jews in the desert. Remember, they're wandering, taking everybody's land, kind of like the Imperial America doing it for them, all the legwork, right? If you partake, if you filled out a W-2 tax dollar, you sent, how many billions of dollars you just sent to Israel, but you were responsible for those Iranian children, and the whole staff there was females, so you killed all those females with your tax dollars, W-2 in Iran. You did. Your death dollars, W, war, 2, witnesses, declares your bond, your merchant number, and they take it from that and send it to Gaza to blow up Gazan children and Gazan women and Iranian and Ukrainian. A whole generation, they ground them up into the meat grinder with the American W-2 tax dollar, and they're going to work today to make sure more people get blown up. There's no bombs falling in America, but remember, bombs over Baghdad, freedom bombs and democracy bombs if you don't pay with the US dollar for oil swiftly, like mafia behavior, remember? You're going to give us a little bit or we're going to come throw some now drones, remember? So, remember, Iran's kicking America's ass. Nobody's talking about that in America, but they're stomping and they're even beating them at the Lego Wars. Remember? This guy's putting out, booby Jesus memes and, the Catholic Red Cross. Here's your Catholic Red Cross. So if you know what the cross is, but probably offend most people, but there's your Catholic. That's your Jesus, your Catholic Jesus, your Christ Mass, your Mass A, eat flesh, drink blood, drink, vampism, cannibalism, drink, vampism, watch out. They'll drain you dry. Mr. Crowley, watch out. Yeah, they're put the light on the top of the tree, Moloch's brother. So, all right, anyways, Red Cross Jesus. Every other Red Cross, he said he was a doctor, the bringer of the disease and the cure of the disease, Nimrod, Apollyon, remember? The one, the wolf in February? Or maybe Janus, the January god of two faces, remember? Mr. Taco Bender. So say one thing, do something else. Yes, America. I hate America. You don't have to like America. America's the bad guy. Only in America is America the good guy. So That's right. America is the worst nation. They go blow everybody up and drop freedom and democracy bombs, and they're supposed to be some kind of free nation. And why is everybody in debt? Because they blow everybody else up. Makes money for the war machine. Remember, Eisenhower warned of the military-industrial complex. So I know I served as a tyrant veteran in the United States Army. I hate America. I'm not supposed to like it. So you can hate the, remember, do not hate the sinner, hate the sin. You're not supposed to like the sin the man commits. You like the sin this country commits, then get out of here. This isn't a channel for me. This is this is an adult stream. So nobody's, look at this. See, this is what I'm saying, brother, sister. No, they don't want to do anything about it. There's no problems in America, right? Team America, Gulf America, Gulf America, Gulf America. Remember his constitutionally protected First Amendment. He couldn't tell me the 5 constitutional. Go ahead. Tell us what the rights are there, Rodney Cracker. The rodent. All right, whatever. Okay, goodbye, Rodney. You just got snapped, rat trapped. Maybe you got the hantavirus. Virus is not a living organism, so you must be an android. What are you afraid of? No. Spock, I am your father. So I live in the disgusting place, yes, America, that they wouldn't even look into the death of my son or daughter, whether she was raped and I ported her and my son and daughter raped, but nobody, not my son raped, but my daughter, and they shot my son with his hands over his head because I stood up for his rights. So watch out. If you're not on a list, then I'm some kind of government list, then I'm worried about you. Government means mind control because I can't leave. And you hear what I just said? Because I protested the government during the COVID. To walk out of here. You know, COVID backwards, you can get out of here and walk backwards as you were. Carry on. Up, out, face. I only want to see elbows and assholes in here. Remember, 2 cheeks to the same hole, 2 wings of the same dragon. I don't play that. The 2 witnesses. So careful what you're talking about. Father's watching. He's inside you. He's not in the sky. He doesn't dwell in temples made by hands. He sees what the world is. You're not getting away with anything. If he's inside you, check that out. Check this out. Oh, check this out. So, don't want your subscription, get away. This is an adult stream. It's a family affair, and here it's the mother of all channels. Mother corrects you with Father's word. Father's the word. How do you like that? Does that sound like a religion? Remember Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy? Was that a religion? That was the law. So, are you bound by fate, law? Or are you destined? Remember his bride, he paid for him. They already paid the bride price, and they are his purchased possession. But it's not about physical. It's about Hokadesh, flesh. Remember, wrestle not against flesh. Baptized in blood, garments white, without blemish when I return. How can I get your garment white? You're supposed to with blood. Good thing it's Hokadesh, huh? Okay, but whatever you think there, knucklehead. Remember, do you serve this beast system? You're just pissed off because you're a proud veteran, probably, right? Baptism is, bapto is in blood, remember? Long suffering, he said. Fire, refiner's fire, like gold and silver. How about that for treasure? Careful where you cast your pearls, remember? In the mud, you get stuck. You get the Velcro ass. Sit on your church, Jesus. Remember Sunday, one day, fun day? Nonsense, like America, that makes no sense. So, whatever, you're an idiot. How would I, you don't even know anything about, speak something. Speak something onto my tour of service. Speak anything. Did you serve next to me? Were you in any foxhole? Did you do any training with me? Do you know anything? You can find what I've done, right? I've talked about it in here. You just come in here and talk about like a hole in the head, like some Oscar disease, fish lips. What are you talking about? I'm talking to you there. I got issues. I know more than Rolling Stones. You can roll on out of here, Flintstone. You just can't keep up. Concentrate. Orange juice, or the guy who, went to get his shit back. So, dung. Don't speak your halakha kaka in here. We'll throw you out of here. Remember, we were the halakha hagader and not very oligas. Even have an inner over understanding of what that is. So, I'm not supposed to like the sin the world commits. You just don't like they don't speak like you. You just like that we go genocide every nation. That person don't care about those Iranian children that he paid, probably out of W-2 tax dollar, and paid to slaughter all those children, blow them up. So you're not going to get away with it. Captain Crunch, remember? Who's your captain? Who's steering your ship? Crunch, remember? It's grinding you, isn't it? Careful what you speak. Remember the bowls? Put that Captain Crunch in the bowl. Remember they'll be poured out. So can't get away with the crunch because the crunch always gives you away for my people that are a little bit, more born on dating and hand sanitizer. Remember when we called the time at the tone the time will be. So all right, moving on. I'm not trying to be with anybody in this rock on this rock. So whatever you say, knucklehead, you just stuck on dumb is all you are, Tom. So tell me what you served. Remember, I know I served next to veterans that didn't even that weren't even soldiers, didn't act like soldiers, forgot who they were serving, service to self or service to other. So 95 Bravo, military police, Delta 795, Fort McClellan, Alabama. If you want to go look up any, just get a start of who I'm from. You can go from there. You're an idiot. I'll just talk about something that you don't know about. So anyways, move on, guys. I don't care about none of that. I got to focus on what's in front of me, guys. I called today to get the results, or whatever. I got the results and I called to get the injections because the doctors want me to get injection. Now they can't do it all in one time and my healthcare doesn't cover it. So I don't have the funding to do it and I'm going to take the funding that I have. Well, I just spent $3,000 just the other day for the engineering and all that have them come out for the electric. They already came out. That's what I'm saying. I'm in contract with all this and now I have a hearing. I went to hearing and I have to get this done in a certain period of time. So the doctor gave me pretty much a no work order. I can't lift anything over 25, 30 pounds. And now I have to call her back because I tell her I don't have $2,500 to spend for injections and see what route she can go. Or maybe I can get this Social Security and it would be covered under Medicare, but it's not covered under the current insurance that I have. So I don't, and she gave me the deepest discount because I am a veteran. So I didn't get, and she said, there's not a deeper discount than veteran. You get the deepest discount that we have. It's actually quite a bit more for most people. She gave me some other, but I was like, so it's, what did she say? And they have to do it in multiple things. I have so much work to be done. She's like, you can't have this all done at one time. You have to come here probably at least 2 or 3 times. So that's trips into town and driving and might not even work. There's a chance it can make me worse. I could be worse off than I started. It can do anything like giving that $25,000 to the attorney and that didn't do anything. Remember, I still got thrown in jail. So I don't know what Father has in store for me, brothers and sisters, at this point. I just ran into another huge hiccup here or whatever. So I'm trying to find out what it was because she had it all. She's like, no, you have multiple. We can't do that at one time. You have to come back multiple times. You have too much work to do. We can't do that much work at one time on you. I said, okay, I'm not arguing. I just didn't know. I've never had it. Last time I didn't get him. Last time they wanted to go straight to surgery. So I wrote it down, but she had everywhere they needed to go in. And I told you guys that I have issues between my S1, my L5. I have above my L5 attached to my L4. That's gone. That was your old injury, degenerated, just sitting there calcified. The next above L4 is degenerated. I broke L3 again. Now that's degenerated. The one above L3 is degenerated, and they have my neck. They found my neck injury too. So now I got to deal with that. That's why I didn't really want them to x-ray my neck, but it's the one thing I was told you guys because whatever, man. I have been, like I told you, I remember hitting the wall in a race car, breaking my back then. Probably my neck back then too. She's like, that's an old injury. I know that. So, but I know that grenade to the face when I showed her, like, she said, oh, well, that's why you feel the way you do because it's all inflamed from getting your face rocked, So I don't know. I have to call her and talk to her and see what she wants to do at this point because she tells me I can't go have surgery because my body is locked up. It's locked up. You know what I'm saying? Tom, you're not doing anything in here. You're a dumbass. You don't know anything. I have doctor's orders. You're dog shit. You come in here and just cast stones, okay? So put something in here worth of crap or leave, okay? This is a ministry. I'm surprised you haven't already been moderated. Normally you only 2 times in here, people, or you get tossed out of here. Nobody gets condemned and banned. So if you come back and can speak something worth a crap, then you might be able to stay. But just keep putting your nonsense. I'm not hiding. If you want to come try to find me, if you're one of those people who want to try to threaten me or do some kind of nonsense like that, you're an idiot. So, okay, goodbye. Moderate the idiot. He's been in here long enough, hadn't heard any word that I've talked about. See, no spiritual ear to hear, no celestial ear, nothing. It just falls on deaf ears. So thanks for coming in. Don't come back there, Tom. I'll know who you are, like Tom and Jerry. You think it's cat and mouse game. You gotta sit there and get me to take your bait. I'm not taking it. So, okay. Anyways, so there's nothing I can do, brothers and sisters, at this point, because it might not even work. So I'll wait until I can either get the Medicare when I can get surgery, when I can get this. But they can't. She said she can't go in and do the surgery because she needs my body to be able to unlock. My left side is locked up, completely locked up. The right side is trying to lock up, and so they need to go in and eventually do surgery. But she's like, you're so young. I don't want to fuse you. And I think I know what she's talking about. I don't have the medical to cover this. Now, I might have the medical next time to actually go and do some kind of not fusing. They might be able to go and replace some vertebrae and they have that, brother, sis. I just don't have the medical to cover it. Like, I don't have the $2,500 to give these people, because I need to take that next $2,500 and give it to, well, I have 2 more permits to pull. Well, 3, because I have 1 electrical and 2 septic that I have to pull. And I still have to pay for, what I'm saying? I still have other things that I have to cover out here. So it has to go to what I'm doing. It can't go to me. And I don't know. I'm in a dilemma because the doctor's like, stop lifting anything over stop order, nothing over 30 pounds. You're crushing your body and you're wrecking yourself, because it's it's locked up. So there's nothing I can do about it. I'm in a really tough position and I'm trying to get through this. That's why I said I needed to get this done so I could have this procedure done. You know what I'm saying? So Father doesn't make mistakes. I wouldn't have broke my back if he would have had anybody out here to give me a hand, but I'm a loner. I don't have friends. I don't have family. I have you guys. I have this ministry. I have the word. He's taken just about stripped everything else out of me away from me. And in a ways, I already told you, that's like Lot's wife. It's an abundance. It's bounty. It's not less. There'll no be less in here, but he's cutting strings for me. I will never come back here ever again. I don't want to be in this, Holkadesh. I want to be with Spirit. I want to be with Father. I know what the word says. I know I follow the word. I don't follow the world. They're spinning. So they're perverted. The Hebrew word is froer. That means to pervert. And 99% of the people on this rock go to hell because they can't even define the word hell. That's why, right there. If it's not above your head, just like earth not below your feet, heaven not above your head, planet means wander. Wander on out of here. Either or write it down. Definition, aletheia, truth. That's what you have to speak in here. No unclean. One bad apple upsets the whole apple cart. So I have to continue in service of the ministry because it's all I have. He said, guard my commandments. So I guard this ministry. So I don't let you come in here and speak like a viper. So you'll know them by their fruit. Do not judge them by their cover. We judge righteously, everybody. Oh, you're not supposed to judge. Get away from me. People don't sup with people, don't sup with the word. Remember, vipers. So they speak like a forked tongue dragon. They try to sell you on some snake oil, Jesus, some whatever. Snakes up a pole, remember? Pharmakia, the bringer of the disease and the cure of the disease. So I don't know what Father's doing in my life. So figure it out when I get there. For now, I got to stay girded, he said, Maranatha, until I return. Have your lamps trim and be burning bright. Remember, the eye is the lamp of the body. Is supposed to be single, like oil and water. They don't mix. Water, get it? Speaking of, let me get a drink of water. Thank you, Father, for the living water. He said, drink of the deep water and you'll never thirst again. And we ain't there yet. Sorrows is where we're at. But thank you, Father. I don't know. So I'll cover that bridge. I'm going to got to stay what I'm doing. So I'll call the doctor and see what she says to do. because I really do think that she has my best interest in mind, that my body needs to be able to relax for her to be able to fuse it together. So maybe I can hold out a little bit longer. And I'll get the Medicare through Social Security, and I have the proper insurance where they can cover these shots. And then maybe I can take a look and see about not having to be fused together. I haven't talked to her. Maybe I'll talk to the doctor and say, is there any other option than fusion at this point? I know all these discs are gone, but if I had a procedure where I had the coverage to pay for these, because they have this, brothers, sisters. We live in a day where they can reconstruct my whole back. So if I had enough money, I could probably go in there, they can whack it out of there and replace it with better stuff later. It's not like because they fuse me, but it really limits a lot of people's mobility. It can do, and it can, anytime I go under this, even the needle, what she was telling me, I could be worse off, not work at all, or may work, but it's only a temporary. Injections do not fix me. They don't fix me. They're just a band-aid to try to give me some relief so my body will unlock so they can do some kind of procedure on me. So it's just part of it. I didn't quite understand at first, because I told her, if you look at my records, they just wanted to go straight to surgery. Why would you? He even said last time, I don't want to paralyze you. You have that back lower injury is hard to get around with a needle. It's like you have to get pinpoint precision in there. Where you're putting this, you put it at the wrong spot in the spine, you don't walk out of there. It could happen, and it does happen to people. Or you'll lose dexterity or mobility, and you're not the same person when you went in there. So right now, obviously anything I pick up over 25 pounds, obviously I'm going to feel it. I feel it just moving around, but you're going to get that extra smashing of that left side because it's literally just locked up. And when I'm putting any extra pressure on it, taking a step, moving any of it, it's pretty, I call it 8, 7, 8 pain, maybe 8, 9 pain, because I know I've been worse, but I know most people would probably think it's 20, or, they don't, not even on the pain scale. But I just had these injuries now for so long, like the one in the back of my neck. I say, she's like, yeah, I know that's at least, and I know what she was saying, at least 10 years old, trying to put me past a certain time, and my other injuries too. So, I just have to deal with what I have in front of my plate at this point. So I don't know, what a crazy situation. I don't have the right medical coverage to cover it, So, and I'm not paying for something that might not work at all, but I do appreciate what the doctor says about having to need these things to be able to proceed with even having the, she just said, again, there's too much degradation. Again, if I can't go have one sit down and have this done as far as injections, it tells you probably a little bit more how much severe that my injuries are. I have to have multiple days. I have to go multiple days. They can't do that much at one time. They said, we can't give you that many injections. You have, I forget how many. It's like I said, it's $2,500+ with all the injections. So, yeah, I need Medicaid so bad right now. I need Social Security to cover me. And I was already trying to do that because I'm a veteran. I've served this country. I've been a school bus driver. I've done all kinds of law enforcement, pig, whatever, done all kinds of things to serve other people and paid Social Security since I started when I was 15 years old. I had a job at 13 and joined the military at 17. So I have a back date. I filed again. I'm trying to get it, but it could take time. So I don't know. I'll have to talk to this doctor. And Jesus is Satan, the sun god, Mithra. Remember, there's no J, so that's a made up translation of the sun god Mithra. So Baphomet, the Casper, the friendly Jesus. How about that? Remember, nice means to be stupid. So actors acting like, mirroring, performing all the same miracles and wonders. Perversion is what it is, but that's who Jesus is. So you ask, you're going to get the right answer in here. We define every word. We remember, Father is the word Shiloh. Remember, the one who returns and picks up his bride, his son. The scepter shall not depart from Judah till Shiloh. That was a celestial. Remember, the one who holds the inheritance, the high priest of the church, not Father. He stands as before judge, as mediator. But you have to have a mediator, remember. are you going to go to hell? Because the wages of just one sin under the Old Testament, whether venial or mortal or death. So you might want to go back and read the Word, because Father's the Word. You die and you go to knowledge. If not, remember, no knowledge is hell. So that's where heaven's at, right here. What? Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, you got a lot of studying to do. Remember, it's not a child stream. This is the mother of all YouTube channels, and it's not about two hollow needles trying to sell you some snake oil. Get it? You can't build community without you and I. It's a ministry. So you get thrown out of any church. You don't dwell in temples made by hands. Remember, he destroyed the temple. He destroyed the physical rituals. He fulfilled the law, didn't abolish. Remember, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. The Torah. This is all spoken, resonance, frequency, value. Hebrew is a mathematical language. You have to study the Hebrew. Remember, he was a Hebrew Israelite, and Israel was Jacob, not a country. So in Revelation, I am Pastor Apocalypse. We know that that book, right? Bible. It's written on the hearts of the bride, wicked hearts, the scripture says. If he didn't call out to our hearts to seek after him, that not one of us would. Since the beginning of time, remember? So yeah, if he didn't call out, so we follow the Lamb, not some other. Remember, he said, many will come in my Shem. Remember, Torah, Testament, Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy. Most people can't keep up. Most people are vain, worthless, is what it says in Jeremiah, because they celebrate these traditions of men like Mother's Day. When it says honor thy mother in the Old Testament, that's not your mom. If your mom is a Jezebel like your dad and is a viper, depart from them. Honor thy father. He said, call no man father. So father is the word. Your mother corrects you with father's word. Correct? They have each other's back. Because if there's division in the house, then what happens? That's Matthew 10:34 through 39. You might want to go back and read the mediator. I come to bring a sword of division where one believes and the other does not. A man's enemies be the one of his own household, and that is you. I am my biggest enemy. You are the one who's going to send yourself to hell, because there's no free will. There's self-will. It comes with a price, remember? Careful where you cast your treasure. Don't cast your pearls before swine. Those with a low energy. Dialect is gloss of tongue. So the under their sea god, their Marduk, their Baphomet Jesus. So Baal worship, the sun god. They put the light at the top of the tree. Moloch, Esau. This is, if you had read any Begottens, you'd know who I was talking about, huh? You wouldn't be religious. So, religion is vain, remember? If you were doing something religious, you would, no, not in twisting, it's definition. This is the gospel. You correct me then with the word. Go ahead there, Mary, remember? Horus and Isis, Mary and Jesus. It's insanity. People don't define anything in scriptures anymore. They don't own a lexicon. They don't use their eSword app. If they don't own that, they don't use a concordance, one word study. Father's the word. So remember, the word twist is froerd in the Hebrew, but you don't know any Hebrew, do you? How about Greek? Oligos, you know any Greek? See, you speak like English, which is a dead language. So you are the one that's twisted. I can untwist by definition, unlearn and relearn, but you probably are an ass. But that's not for me to decide. We'll see by, your next entry. Remember, you already put something in there and you don't know any definition of what you're talking about. We can start with one word. Father's the word. So would you like to define something and see if you can pass the test, since there's no temptation, temptation. Something, but we are. No, honor thy father is not your dad. If your dad is a viper, do not yoke with people who are unequally yoked. You're an idiot. So you must be one of these religious ding-dong, ringing a bell, but you ain't making any noise. Well, I guess that's all you're doing, but you're not actually. That doesn't make sense. You have to start defining every word. So call no man father. There's only one father, right? Call no man teacher. That is the word prophet. The false prophet is the word scorpizo. So be no sure man deceives you. So, people are idiots. I think you might be one of them idiots, but You probably don't know the definition of idiot. You know the definition, that's the word aletheia, truth. In the Greek, truth, remember, I am the truth. I am the hados, I am the same there. Not translation, literal truth. Remember, no defilement, no abomination, no laying with your own vowels, A-I-O, Jesus. There's no Jesus, and there's no J in the Old or New Testament. There's no free will, there's no luck, there's no such thing as saved. You have to die to be saved. A child, remember, spend it. You don't inherit any inheritance, you don't earn any interest. You spend it. Remember, you left your treasure on this rock that you walk. Or let me guess, you're spinning on a warp speed, faster than the speed of sound. You're 2026 Baphomet Jesus. You're, remember, Casper the friendly Jesus. Father is Holkadesh. Father is Ghost. So you couldn't keep up in here. You're an idiot. I know it. You know, never, no skilled, unskilled, unlabored, uneducated, never sat down with a book once and supped with the word. You speak like a viper. So you don't speak any definition, aletheia, truth. You don't speak any Greek, orlogos, any word is a Hebrew word, twist, warp, pervert. You said twisted. You wouldn't even know a Hebrew word. I bet you don't speak any Hebrew, not a lick. Remember, he was a Hebrew Israelite, and Israel was Jacob, if you want to use your letter J, but there was no J in the Old Testament or New. So there is no Jesus. You're an idiot. So you can't define. You have no definition in you. You'll know them to be refined and define. You have to unlearn and relearn. So thanks for coming in, but you didn't make any sense in here. Like America, that makes no sense. You stink like an American. So, yep, you're from America. I got it. Figured it out. That's your IP address. Remember, you stink like your yellow lake. You eat poison, and that's why your mind has been poisoned, genetically modified. You're a genetically modified Jesus, chemically castrated Jesus. Remember? Oh. Well, your Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde nonsense. You can leave here. Remember your forked tongue, Taco Jesus, kind of like Taco Bender, Mr. Warp Speed, and his buddy Joe Biden. So, well, you think I'm a snake, but you don't have any definition. So give me the definition of the word hell. In Revelation 9:11, we're going to go back to the scripture. It says they have a king. And don't try to put me in any of your laws of flesh. So Mary, we're going to listen to Mary one more time. We're going to kick Mary out of here. Mary doesn't know his or her ass from a hole in the ground. Two cheeks of the same hole, two wings of the same dragon. Revelation 9, remember 3:11 says, I come quickly, let no one take your crown. Remember, your body's a temple. Yep, you got two of them, start using it. Like two witnesses, he said he'd send the two thieves that'll steal your crown anyways, like a thief in the night. Remember? The Immaculate Conception. Probably don't know anything about your name, but that's okay. Shem, the one who declared and gave woman the voice. Ever a woman was supposed to be subservient and shut up, but you wouldn't know what that's about, huh? Anyways, remember Revelation 9:11, they have a king. You're not speaking any scripture, Mary, so you're not getting anywhere, okay? You don't know the definition of a demon. A demon was a compliment. Revelation 9:11 says they have a king over it. It's because you don't have any definition. A demon is a distributor of fortunes or lies. And I'm trying to get you to speak truth to define one word. So you keep casting stones because the devil is an accuser. That's the word daemonion. Never said the word devil in the Old or New Testament. You're an idiot. Once again, you prove you have not studied any scripture at all and you have no definition. So let's see if you can shut up for a minute and use your Fifth Amendment right to remain silent because you are an American. At least admit that you're an American. Come on, just admit it. You're an American. So America, Gulf America. Remember, Revelation 9:11 says they have a king over them, the messenger of the abyss. Abyss is what you call hell. Okay, so give me the definition of hell. Or let's see if you're just an ass, Mary. Remember, women are not allowed to speak in the church, remember, in the temple. So here you have a voice, member of this covenant. So define the word hell. I gave you the scriptures, Revelation. I am Revelation. I am Pastor Apocalypse. You just can't take that because you can't define that word either. But give me the definition of hell. I'm not going to ask you again, or you moderate this idiot shown that to be an ass. For sister, see, men and women could be asses. There's female and male asses. Remember, your brother and sisters are not people that are asses. There are those that do the narrow the way of the Father, right? Your mother, that mother you with the word. So that's not the definition. So you are an idiot. Please leave. Please moderate Mary. She is a Jezebel, like probably her dad. Probably celebrates Dad's Day, right? Father's Day or Dad's Day. Your dad is not your father, Mary. And your mother is not your mom. Goodbye. So don't stop with vipers. We showed patience with Mary, but, let Father handle it, right? I'm not condemning her. She's just stuck in her own non-definition, hell, no knowledge. So leave her alone. Can't turn goats into sheep. Remember? Greatest of all time, MAGA high priest of the Satan Church, Mr. Crowley. They got their little. Um, hey there, Perez. Don't yoke with people. It's probably gonna smell a little foul down there. So, all right, what time is it, guys? Oh, about time to go collect some eggs out here on the ministry. Oh boy. So, all right, enough teaching here for a minute. He said, "Call no man teacher." That's the word prophet. A false prophet is the word scorpizzo. Remember, like Mr. Accordion, Mr. Warp Speed. I'll get you with the sticker. So I can't get the injections, brothers, sisters. I don't have the ducats to do it. So I think I'm going to call the doctor here tomorrow and say, hey, I don't have the insurance to cover these, and I need to spend my next money on the ministry and not on myself. So I'm in a dilemma because I know I need to take care of my body. It's what we're supposed to do. The body is a temple, take care of it. And remember, you got two of them right here on the top of your head if you used them. But most people don't like the two witnesses. They're more worried about their eyes, what they see in the dirt. So it's all right. I know Father doesn't make mistakes. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's not the end of the world. I'll talk to her and see what she says. And I've made it this far. It was a year ago that I did break my back, and I have a lot of old injuries, and so it's a procedure. Nothing's going to happen. The injections aren't fixing me. They're just trying to get my body to relax enough to do surgery on me, so they can get my body in a position to even do the surgery. So the shots do that. They, will try to release some of this tension. It is what it is. I'm not going to go into all the descriptions with you, but I was hoping that my medical would cover it. So I knew that it might not, but Medicare would. So I think I'm going to have to wait and tell the doctor to hold off on this surgery for a minute, because I don't think she's trying to make a buck off me in any way, shape, or form. She's truly shown that. And tell her, look, I've made it this far. You said you don't want to do surgery on me. Let me see if I can get better medical coverage, and we can do a different procedure than fusing me all together. Maybe we can go in and replace that bottom vertebrae. The original doctor wanted to do that, but she isn't even talking about that. She's just talking about fusing me all together, because that's the only thing my insurance would cover. So he's like, oh, you're so young, I don't want to do that to you. So I think I know what she means. I think it's Father speaking through this guy's not wanting me to just go get fused together. You know what I'm saying? Because I can still, and I didn't even think about that. I get fused together and then go, if I had good coverage in another country, go make some money here in America and go move to another country and have them whack me, break me apart, and do reconstructive back surgery on me. Then I'd be in some other country sipping, on some scissor. No, just kidding. I had to go there. My bad. But, maybe sipping on some pina colada without the alcohol, just the fruit juice, and pineapple's my favorite or something, and trying to take care of myself and relaxing and having people there to be able to help me lift things and carry things. And I could probably still produce down, outside the country. So maybe I need to postpone the surgery. I talked to the lady at the injections office about that a little bit. She said that. She's like, you're pretty smart. It's like, well, people leave the country. She said, I know. And I said, there's a lot better Medicare outside of, and medical outside this country. She said, I know. I said, maybe that's, what this is all about. I didn't want to get into a bunch of spiritual thing. I know I had to wait a little bit on the line. I didn't want to take up too much of her time. I can be quite lengthy and long in the tooth, but that's okay. I'm not a vampire. People think I am. I know they get all freaked out because somebody's saying something different they're not familiar with, but it's okay. I'm trying to figure out how to go from here. So seriously, I'm not going to spend the $2,500 if it's not going to work, and it won't, and it's not that. And I do see what the doctor is saying. I can't cut on you until your body will pull, your left side will unlock, they could take me under the needle, brothers, sisters, or take me under the knife, but then they run a risk, of making it worse. They need the body to relax. They need it to be, if it's still there, because it's not like it's all just crushed like my dad was, where they're gonna have to go in and do reconstructive back surgery. So maybe avoiding this back surgery. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to the doctor and tell her Well, then will you please show in the records the limit of my mobility, the dexterity. Some I can still move, but I obviously shouldn't be, because you can see every time I pick something up, it just is excruciating, in my legs, in my hip, in my body. You know what I'm saying? It just, and I'm just so used to it because I just have to deal with it. I don't have the insurance to cover it. I didn't get it taken care of the first time. It's something I just live with. So it's not the end of the world for me. Till I can't walk, then it's the end of the world, right? Then I'll deal with it then. That's what I said. So I'm not there yet. So maybe Father wants me to put the brakes on this. That's what I'm starting to get the feeling. I don't want to put the brakes on the ministry. I actually can't. So they need that same $2,500 for the ministry to probably be done, a little bit more than that. So I think the best thing to do right now is call the doctor. I'll give her a call tomorrow, and I think she'll work with me, and I don't think she's going to force me to have surgery. She didn't go straight to surgery like Dr. Phillips wanted to at Slocum. So I don't know. But something tells me to take care of my body, brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? The body's a temple. Like I said to the lady, I want to live another 52 years because Father says I have to endure to the end. So I don't want to give up. I want to serve Father. You know what I'm saying? How as long as he keeps me here. I want to go on the road. I want to do the same thing. I may have got my son and daughter killed for something that I can potentially try to do before I leave here. Maybe I do have a bucket list. Maybe I should go do that thing that I said that, ended up getting them possibly killed or wherever they're at now. If they're alive, nobody knows where they're at. They haven't been seen for a long time. So one thing for one person to be missing is another thing for two people. It's starting to smell a lot like foul play to me. That's what I reported, murdered and raped, but nobody will take a report. So I don't know. I'm going to try to keep working at this and see what Father will show me. And so I just don't like that it has to be about money. Why the hell can't my insurance cover this? But that's okay. That's what I'm saying. I need to try to get the Medicaid through Social Security so that I can, maybe I can get it taken care of then. If not, maybe then I'd have the, the funding, if I got Social Security, to leave the country and go get it done in another country, and go get this same procedure done, and the ministry will be done, and I can go down there and set another ministry up, and it'll be a win-win situation, you know. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna call her and see what she says. So I was a little disappointed, man. I'm like, dude, I knew it. I kind of knew it. I was like, my coverage, but I'm just weird. It's like, how come she didn't say it? But maybe she doesn't know what is covered or what is not. I think she would, but I don't know. Maybe she thought I'd cover it. I don't know. So I told her I don't get Social Security. I don't get disability. I don't get veterans benefits. So I don't have that, I was told her I was trying to actually apply to get Social Security so I can get that Medicaid or Medicare so I can actually get a proper procedure done, without just kind of soldering me all together. It's a lot of work. Like I said, I can't even go get injections in one sitting. I have to go for multiple sittings. It's not something, she said, I can't do that much work on one person. We can't do that much. You have too much work to be done. So we need to split it up. And those are all trips to the town and cost gas money too. So it's not like it's just those, which cost me more on my insurance, too, because I pay by the mile. I'm gonna have to change my insurance. I am, I just pay by the mile. It works good when I don't go anywhere, but I've been too busy trying to build this ministry and get this house and material to build the electric, septic tanks, all of it. It's so what a trip, man. I had to know there was going to be more hiccups coming, you know what I'm saying? I had to know something was going to go a little haywire. Kind of told you something felt a little too easy here with this. The doctor was just being nice, and I think she's doing her job. It's nothing about the doctor. So, um, but I do think the money will be better spent right now in the ministry if I could make it, um, not, then it'd be like emergency surgery, and they'd probably just do it anyway. So, whatever, you know. Better start trying to figure out to come up with that remaining 2,000 or 3,000 so I can get this done. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I don't know what to tell the doctor. I don't know how to not lift 25 pounds, 30 pounds. I don't know how to do that, but that's what I need her to document, though, that I have limitations, and then I should be able to get to Social Security, you know, and then I can maybe go get fixed. What a conundrum, man. What a freaking rat race. Oh, I gotta have to feed those chickens here in a minute. Feed these puppies, feed these animals, guys. God, I'm so lightheaded right now. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So it looks like it puts the brakes on this. As long as I'm not refusing medical attention, I can't afford the medical care, you know, or whatever, then it doesn't mean I'm refusing. Don't, please, Mr. Pants. Don't get on me right now. Dad's feeling, I love you, but give me a minute. Thank you. I love you. You're such a best guy. No, Mr. Bumble. I know you feel Dad's pain, don't you? You just want to love on Dad all the time, huh? I want to be close to the Dad. Oh, Mr. Boy, you're putting that's Dad's bad side. You're pressing on Dad's bad side. You put pressure on my back, buddy. Oh, he's my lover puppy. You gotta let him do it. He's worth it. You're worth it. You're worth it. All right, you give me a hug. You give me Dad's hugs. Giving Dad some lovins. Giving Dad lovins. You love the Dad. You're the bestest guy I ever had. Oh, Mr. Giving Dad hugs. Mr. Dad giving the Dad hugs. Oh, you're the most handsome guy I ever had. Mr. Pants. Oh, Mr. Bone Bone. Oh, Mr. Bobo. Thank you, Father, for the puppies. He's leaning on the Dad. Leaning on the Dad. Don't you kiss me. Don't you sneak a kiss in there. I know you were going to try to sneak a kiss in there. You were going to try to sneak a kiss in there. Are you about ready for that time? Is it that time? What time is it? Time to get the eggs? Time to... Mr. Pants? Oh, handsome guy. Handsome pantsome. Handsome boy. Oh, would you stop it now? Quit climbing up on top of me like that. Not making it any better when my dog's sitting there freaking trying to be Mr. Lover. He knows Dad's feeling it, so he's trying to make Dad feel better. Oh, he's a good boy. He's the bestest guy I ever did have. You're such a good guy. Say, I'm trying, Dad. I just want to see you happy. I'm eager to please. I'm eager to please. Yeah. I wonder how many eggs we'll get. Something's going on. If I don't get like 8 eggs today or 10 eggs, I don't know. We got something else going on there. I'm not sure what's going on. So we should be getting more eggs. I only got 4 yesterday. So they're not going to cover my injections for my back. I have to go multiple times, and I can't have them all done at one time because I have too much damage to my back, and so they have to do it in multiple things, and I don't, I have to spend that same money on the ministry. I just spent over $3,000 to get the electric paid out here to have them come put the power in, put the can in, and I'm on a kind of with the hearing with the county out here. Setting this property up to have the power here so we can produce abundance here for the ministry, and with a freeze dryer, and put the septic in here. That way don't lose the land, because I'm not supposed to be here without septic. And I mean, there's lots of people out here doing it, but I don't want to have all this work just work and get taken away. And so give me a stop order and make me not can't do anything, and they can make it really difficult on me. So now I have all the blessings to do everything, and I get all the way about 98% here with the finances, or pretty close to. And um, but I've got a stop order pretty much from the doctor lifting anything over, 25, 30 pounds, because my back's all messed up. So I was trying to get it fixed, and I go in there to, I called it for the injections, and they said they don't cover it through my insurance, because I just don't have the insurance to cover it right now. I was trying to get on Medicare through Social Security, but I'm still working at that's a procedure, and so I don't know. I just spent the same money on the ministry, and I still have about to shell out the same amount of more, and then I'll be done. You know, but I also have to put in the physical, so it's not the end of the world. It's just I can't go get the surgery. I can't get fixed, and I'm in a lot of pain. And I'm trying to work through it, and I just don't have the hands to give me help to lift the other end of a board or anything, and it just gets to be grueling at times, and even just walking is an issue. But I make it work because I have to. I have animals that depend on me. Like, I'm about to get up here in a minute, go collect chicken eggs, and the cats, the dogs, and so I've got to. I can't stop, and so I can't stop. I have to finish this build, so I got to take that same amount of money, which I actually don't have right now, and throw it at the ministry so I can complete the build, you know, and I can go from there. Maybe one day I'll thought about it. I've never really thought about that before. Nobody ever shows up here. Maybe I'll just sell this ministry and take it down to South America, because I can produce everything here that I can produce down in South America, but I don't want. I'd like to have both, the best of both worlds, And like I try to tell people, just because I don't like this country doesn't mean I can't go somewhere else and still come back here. And, you know, it's okay for me not to like the country, what it's become. So either way, I'll get through it. Just don't have the medical coverage. Maybe Medicare will cover it, though. They'll cover the same injections, because the injections might not even work. I could do it all for nothing. So yeah, I don't want to do that. I don't want to waste the money right now. I need to spend it on the ministry if I can get it. So I'm too close here. No. I think what I'm going to do is have the doctor document my, you know, what's going on with me, and it should be enough to get the Social Security this time. You know what I'm saying? Uh, yeah, they were wanting to do 3 set. I have a lot. I have my a series. I have to go back multiple times because it can't give me. There's too many. I have multiple breaks and multiple depleted disc and multiple injuries and multiple locations, and C5 and my L5, my L3, my S1, right? I need injections at my S1. Between my L5, between my L4, between my L3, between my L2, between my, so I have to pay for all those injections. So, and in my back, because I got hit in the face with a grenade, and now my back, whatever, upper back, it's up with my C5, but it just, you can feel it. I try to show that people, you can feel that in my back. You can just feel it. She just looked at my MRI and said, "You don't need to tell me any pain that you have. I can tell just by looking how pinched you're locked up on your left side that you have to be in excruciating pain." And she knows I don't want narcotics, and she won't give it to me, which is good. She doesn't want to. She said she won't. She said I have a lot of side effects, so she ain't trying to dope me up and get me all on the big farm guy and do that. She really, I think, wants to do the right thing. That's why she wants to get the injections, so that she can get my body to relax, so she can go in and do the surgery. So she might know something without have telling me, and has to put me through this for her procedure and tell me to do the injections, because I just thought I'm shooting it from the hip right here, not literally, but I don't know any weapons. Um, Could you stop it? She knows, if she knows that I'm just gaming, thinking this out. If she knows I don't have the medical to cover it, but knows that because I'm filing, I told her filing for Social Security, maybe she's trying to go through this procedure so that I can, you know, get the Social Security because she told me she didn't want to fuse me together. She really would prefer me not to have that surgery, is what she was saying. You know, um, there are other procedures. That's what I'm going to actually ask her to when I call her. So I think I'm going to call the doctor and ask her, well, what procedures in the future are available if I had better coverage, if I had better insurance? Would you go in and replace vertebrae? Would you replace disc instead of just fusing it all together? You know, so people get fused, and some people are okay, but a lot of people struggle after being fused together. It locks you up, man. You get, you know, so, and we do have the modern day age where we have these polycarbonate, because of the rosin, the resins, and the oil, the industry. We have amazing, you see it. I see it. She has all that stuff there. I've seen some of it, but she hasn't offered me any of that. You know, some of the procedure they have it right there in the office of what they can give you if you have the right insurance. But she knows I don't have the insurance to cover it. So maybe she's just running through this procedure, and she knows, and I call her and she goes, okay, well, I'll document your, you know, mobility and get back with me the Social Security. When they cover that, we'll go back and visit it again, because then I'll be able to be covered for the same procedure, you know, and maybe step up the game a little bit at that point. Then maybe the better thing to do is just leave the country at that point when I can. So, and go have this procedure done in another country where I could afford to have it done, where it's not cost an arm and a leg. Because there's many countries where you can have the same thing, like in Ecuador. You can go have your teeth cleaned for like $20, or your kid breaks his leg, breaks a bone, they'll put him in a fiberglass cast, give him a light Advil for some kind of prescription or something for some pain reliever or something, and the X-rays for $75, not $3,000. you know. And so I don't know. Father strapped me here, so I don't know. I don't know what to do. Like I said, it's just kind of a dilemma. So I, I see why she wants me to have the injections, not to waste my money. She don't make any money on it. That's not her procedure. It's not her. It's a different, and they do farm people out, to other doctors that, in this modern day age that we're in. But I think the best thing to do is just give the doctor a call, see what she says, and go from there. I can't change what, like I said, I don't have that money. I don't have $2,500 to throw at this right now. So um, they already charged me a bunch of money for my blood work, and that they didn't cover, and I'm already racking up, more medical bills. And I've had bills in the past that, long time ago that I didn't get paid, but that's a long time ago, 12 years ago and stuff. So um, man, this is costly. All this going to trips to town, $50 every time in the vehicle there and back. It's a couple hours from the hospital. And I don't know, man. Trying to do the right thing, because you've got to take care of your body. I'm supposed to take care of my body, but my body's the ministry. I mean, I got to take care of myself so I can take care of others. So, you know what I'm saying? Um, but we'll see. She said, ask them, they might do that same procedure at her office. She's like, call her, the lady at the core of the place that does this, all these procedures. She's like, call them. They might do it for you. You're a veteran, and maybe they'll do it there. So that's what I'm saying. Maybe it's just a procedure that this doctor's running through, and I'll call her up and say, okay, well, we've decided to do it here. She put me on hold for a while, when she did the billing, but she came back and exclaimed to me each cost of each shot and how many, because I was like, that's a lot of shots. She's like, yeah, that's the cost, is you have, your whole bottom end and then the whole come back. You can't do all this in one time. You have to do this in a series of, we can only give you so much of this, injection at one time. Your body can only take so much of it. So, and you need quite a bit of it to try to get yourself somewhat stabilized. So I don't know. I don't even want this to be straightforward with you. I don't, I'd rather, if it's going to not fix me and do anything for me other than give me kind of a temporary fix and make my body relax. And most people, like Dr. Phillips said, I ain't giving them to you because you're going to go break your back again. You'll go straight back to work. I already know you can't. You're a single dad and you have to. And that's kind of the same situation I'm in again, where I'm forced to stay working, whether the doctor says don't work or not. So I don't know. I don't have an answer to it today, and I'm not going to try to figure it out today. But like I said, I thought I'd come in here and see if somebody just see a different side. It's nice to see a different side. I miss having my son around, a lot, because he could come up with things that I wouldn't see. And I like people's perspective. I might not use your perspective, as I told my son, well, you don't listen to me. But I hear you, son. I hear you. I want you to tell me. I want your voice. I don't want to shut you down. I just don't always take your, what you tell me. And I should have listened to my son, Probably wouldn't have I don't think I'd be in this country. I wouldn't have broke my back here at the ministry. So the ministry would still be here, but I probably wouldn't be as far as I am into the ministry. So maybe that's the better thing to do, guys. That's kind of calling out to me. Do it when I can afford to actually have the proper procedure done instead of just fusing myself together. I have the L4 is workable. The other ones I don't, there's just the discs are gone. So I don't know if they can work with the vertebrae with the two. This one, I think she said it's healing, so she might be able to work with that one. Maybe I can only just get that lower vertebrae replaced, and then all the discs between those that need replaced, that are degenerated. She said it's too far. The degeneration's too far, in the disc. So I'm kind of not surprised that we ran into this, just don't have the proper insurance to cover it. So it's expensive to live in America. You got to have real good insurance or be pretty rich to get, the kind of procedures you can get outside of this country for a lot less, fraction of the cost. So maybe we should find the best back surgeons and go to that country, huh? Ooh, there we go. There's something to look at. Does anybody know where the best back surgeons outside of America are at? There's some information I could be looking up now, huh? Got something to figure it out. Oh man. So I have to get up and get something to eat here too. I went to town. I go to town and I bought myself a steak. I haven't eaten a steak in a long time. So thank you, Father. I'm gonna probably throw that on here in a minute too when I go outside. So we might take a pause here if we get a little conversation going. If not, I'll get off here and come back later. But I wanted to let you guys know that I called the place to get the injections, and they said it's gonna be $2,500. So I have to spend that on the ministry right now, and I can't spend it on myself. So is life. Life's not Burger King. You can always have it your way. So maybe it's better that way. Maybe this would injure me or something when I need to get out of here, and Father's putting the brakes on it that way. I can't figure things out that fathers do. I'm saying? I don't try to wreck his plans because he has plans. He wrecks my plans. Or just prepare. So I'm thinking maybe he's got me in a position where he doesn't want me to go get fused together. Something's kind of telling me that maybe don't have this procedure. Look into a better procedure for yourself so you'll make it. Like I said, I told the lady, I said, I want to make it for another 52 years. I want to be around another 52 years, but I want to feel good. I don't want to feel like crap. So I need to repair myself now. I need to fix what's wrong with me now. Preventive maintenance. And I think that's what maybe, again, the doctor said, you're so young. I don't want to fuse you together. You're so young. You know what I mean? And I'm not young, but I kind of now seen what that meant. So coming in a little clearer, guys. So I'm just going to have to deal with the pain. I have to get over it and just work my tail into the bone. It's all messed up down there, but it's not the end. I don't think, in any way, shape, or form. So we'll see what the doctor says. Like I said, maybe it's a standard procedure. She has to refer it out of house and they do it in house. But I'll see. There's something to it. I know the father's up to something. You know what I'm saying? But I really would not like to limit myself. If I'm going to have back surgery, I'd rather just not have it until I can't walk, and then they can kind of go in and do some reconstructive at that time, because there'd be no way they couldn't. It'd be like an emergency type of thing or whatever. It would qualify for it. So, uh, but I think if I document, if nothing else, if I document the what's there, that Social Security might take a look at it this time. There is some. I don't want to say yes or no, but there is some probability that they will. I've talked to a couple of people that like, you have a pretty good chance. You filed before in 2016. They denied you, went to trial, and they denied you, and so you were going to get through the procedure this time. You just need to. You're at that perfect age of 52, not for retirement, but for disability, um, and it'll just cover the Medicare. Like I told you, I'm not really. It's not about the money for me. I didn't want the money other than what I would have liked to pay. Got what I paid into the system. I wasn't looking for a monthly check, but maybe now too that'd be the better thing. As I said, that way if I leave this country to go set up another ministry somewhere else too, where we could have dual ministries, you know, I could, yeah. I mean, this way I can go look at another country and maybe I can get better medical in another country and I don't have to fuse myself together this time in my life. I can try to work through the pain and figure it out and, you know, and try to get out of here. I mean, it's not going to be anytime soon. I know that with what's I have going in my life, but at least I can set a goal again, right? Don't make any plans, but and work towards it, you know. And so at this point, it looks like it would take some time. I can't just leave the country and today and not next week or not even next month. Probably more like next year, So it's not that far off. You know what I'm saying? Time's been 6 years since the COVID. Tibok out of here. I know it's been a long time since that. I can't believe it's been that long. So time will go by. Just the days grind sometimes. Like I said, it's hard to, but I feel, it's good to go in and get looked at because at least I know what's going on with me now. I know what's this sciatica, this pinching, this, tingling, lightheadedness, all this, cramping and all this all coming from the pinched, left side. It's just completely locked up. So I know it's there and I kind of already knew it. Remember, that's the side that I told you on my hip. I said my left side. And she didn't even look at my hip. I asked her, "Did you look at my hip?" She's like, "I didn't look at your hip." You know, I stayed center on your issues that you have with your back and your neck and your, um, it's not really my neck. It's right at the very C5. If you look at where that's at, um, right there at the top there, top and bottom. Top and bottom are all messed up from the top to the bottom. But oh well. Um, you want to hang out a little bit longer? I'll get off here. I'm not doing anything. I can hang out here a little bit longer. If not, we can wrap her up. I'm not bound to anything right now. I'm probably going to go feed the chickens, collect the eggs, feed the dogs, feed the cats, put a steak on the grill, eat that steak, make that steak, eat some red meat. Heck yeah. And so. Huh. All right, hold on one second. Let's see. Oh man, I think I'm gonna have to go. It sounds like the windmill out there is blowing. I'm hearing that. It's whipping pretty good. So, all right, we'll take a pause here. Um, we'll see who's in here when we get back. No obligation. Don't stay if you don't want to go hang out. Do what you need to do. Been here for a minute. Like I said, I'm gonna go check the eggs. If you want to make a guess on how many eggs, I don't know. I hope there's more eggs in there today. Or I got the feeling that something is either taking the eggs now. Maybe there's, or they're laying them somewhere else. And I've walked around, but I don't. They could be laying them anywhere. So I probably need to clip their wings and keep them in that pen in that area. I just don't like to, I like to be able to just roam all around the property and just be free birds. So it's worth it. I love those birds. They're good birds, man. Like I said, they're my little herd of velociraptor chickens. So they follow me around like a herd of, they're so cute. So, okay, I'm going to take a pause. We'll be back. If you, I would like less eggs. I still have water glass the eggs, but I went and got some more containers and stuff to put them in. So they'll be all right. I'll float them. And if they're not, I'll feed them back to the chickens. Nothing's going to go to waste out here. I don't waste, not want, not. 15, boy, we haven't had any that many in a while. We have before, you know what I'm saying? We've gotten 15. Something's weird. I think they're laying somewhere else. We keep finding clutches of eggs in random places. So it is. That's what you let your birds free range. So um, if nothing else, to go back to the dirt. It's not the end, it goes back to the ministry. So the chicken lordeth giveth, and the chicken lordeth taketh away, I guess. So, right. So, okay, guys, give me a minute or 3 or 5. I'm going to throw that steak on the grill. I'll probably come back in and bring in the eggs, and I'll go do the grill. So I think they are. I think they're right somewhere else. So, okay, I'll be back in a minute. You guys just do whatever you got to do. Smoke them if you got them. Go use the bathroom, do whatever. I'm going to get something started here and feed these mules here, my donkeys, my animules. So, good. There's my puppy boy. We're going to feed my puppy boy first, because I love him the biggest. I love him the biggest. Yes, you're the bestest boy I ever did have. You know that? Oh, look at the girl. She ate all of her food. Unless you ate it. Unless you ate it. Let's get her food. She eats more food than you. You know that? Either way, she still does. She eats a whole another serving. She eats as much as Tango. She eats as much as Toggy ate. All right, this one's for my bestie puppy. My bestie boy. One that I single have. All right. Kitty's bed, puppy's bed. Chicken's bed. Alex got it right. Let's count them. I don't know if they laid this many today, but I found on the other side of the coop. 1, 2, 3. I have to get a container, but we'll recount it. 4, 5, 6. Look how nice big these eggs are. Gosh, I wish you could pick these eggs up. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Alex got it right. 15 eggs. Alex, come pick up all your free eggs. These eggs are so good right now, you wouldn't even know what to do. These eggs are so yummy. I'm trying. I got some bad news today. They won't cover the injections under my insurance. I have to pay for it out of pocket. And they gave me the deepest veteran discount they can give me. It's veteran discount. So, I don't know. It's good news and bad news, I guess. So, man, look at that. That chicken lays. She lays all those weird warped eggs, but she always lays that alien style. Got the weirdo. Oh my goodness. Alex, I wish you could come pick up these eggs, man. The little one lay my nice little one lady, she lays the blue ones. One blue one. She's a nice little powder blue egg. Man, I wish you guys can. Guys, I have hundreds. I probably have 200 plus eggs right now. Easily, I think I have over 200 eggs. Ridiculous how many eggs I have. Man, I wish I had the freeze dryer here. Yeah, these are good size. These birds, yeah, these are 1-year-old birds too, guys. Oh. None of them eggs. These are the red. They're a Rhode Island cross. They're a cinnamon queen. Cinnamon queen laying that egg, called a cinnamon queen. Good size eggs. Yummy. Wish you could have these eggs, Alex. You too, all the guys, man. God, I wish I had the freeze dryer here so I could freeze dry these eggs, guys. Even if I had the electric here, I could bake them in the oven. You know what I'm saying? I could bake them and still powder them out and not even use the freeze dryer. I need to get my ass in gear, guys. Oh, man. And the doctor said stop working. Stop working. Stop being a freaking Android. I gotta put these in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now I got a grip load of eggs. Excuse me. All right, come please pick up your flat of eggs. The winner, come please pick up your flat of eggs. These are non-washed eggs. They've never been washed. They all have the bloom on them. So these can be water glass. You can make it last for years, and just some lime. So come pick up your free eggs here at the ministry anytime. There's always eggs. You don't have to Lego my egg. Some of them kind of have a pink hue to them too. Some of these cinnamon queens, that's why they kind of got that almost a pink egg. I mean, I've had chickens that lay pink eggs, but some of those don't. Those look a little pink. So thank you, Father, for good eggs. Oh, there's a little tiny bit of poop. We keep the kennels clean on there. Just a tiny little. So come pick up your free eggs. Please, somebody help me out here. I have abundance. I can't share what I have. Father gives me too much. Gives me too much. All right. Oh my gosh, dude, I'm getting overloaded with eggs. Man, I gotta water glass these eggs. I gotta do that tomorrow. I have to water glass eggs tomorrow. I just have to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19. There's another 18. Oh my gosh. We're being overrun by the huevos. What Dad get is steak, and we'll get that on the grill. On the grill. Up the grill. Thank you, Father. There's red meats. Look at meats. Okay, where is my good knife? My good knife. Get this bad boy on the grill. going to take a country minute to finish. We're going to put this back. God, that steak's cooking smells so freaking right. Man, I don't eat enough steak. But, oh well. I need to raise my own meat, and I wouldn't have that issue, would I? Raise your own meat, and then you won't have no issue. Oh. Nice, you guys are having a conversation in here. Good stuff. Daniel came in here. Good stuff. Daniel's in here. Chat's working. Oh. So I got to figure out a way to get. I gotta have to get somebody out here to help me with the labor. I don't think there's any way around that. Irregardless if they help me lift bags of cement or not, I'll tell them, look, here's my deal. You know, I'm having issues, and I'll be up front with them. You know, somebody can help me. I mean, I have injuries, so I need help with some of the heavier lifting, and I might be able to make this work. I mean. But she said, don't lift anything over 25, 30 pounds. You're going to make your injuries a lot worse if you keep, you know. You're smashed. Too much injury. So like I said, they had to do like 3 days of injections, 3 separate days, because they can't do it all at one time like that. It's too much at one time. So gonna have to find the happy medium here somewhere. I had a lot of aspirations for this ministry with a lot of the other things I had going out here. So now I'm really just trying to get on the grid and get this thing done, and then we'll go from there down the road. Maybe figure out how to get the rest of these cabins finished, and so we can rent them out or do whatever I can do with them, or put somebody in them someday. Maybe, you know. So I'd like to see people from the ministry. I really wish people would. There's a place for people to stay here, you know, but nobody's wants to come hang out. And that's okay. Everybody has a life. I know it's difficult. So, but at least it's been here all along. You know, like I said, I think I've never considered this before, but I said it earlier. Maybe if nobody comes by the time I get it all done, and you know, and I can leave this country and nobody comes here, I'll just take the money and go somewhere else with it, where I can produce more food in another place. You know what I mean? And I've thought about not totally getting rid of the ministry. I'll still keep this here, because what I'll do is I'll try to split this property in 10-acre parcels and just sell the front side of it, whatever. We'll go right back off the grid in the back. We got there's a near $500,000 storm shelter back there. So that's what I'd like to hold on to for the ministry, because all this could just blow away, right? So, well, maybe I'll cover that bridge when I get there. You know, I got to make it to that day anyways. But yeah, gonna just try to, I guess, grind it out one day at a time is the only thing I can do at this point. You know, just take it one day at a time. Take one long hit. Oh my goodness, one of my ribs. Stop up. Oh, that's all gone. All in, all done. All done. I'm hoping the Social Security doesn't take 6 months, though. You know what I'm saying? Because it could take up to a year. You know, 6 months to a year. But I think they will push mine a little bit further to the front, especially, like I said, I'm going to try to talk with my doctor and say, will you please try to document this, the best that you can, on my my limit, to not be able to lift much. And, I don't think I could ever return back to being a driver. I don't think I could have a driver job. I just have too much lower back injuries to be driving all day and sitting on my ass all day and not being able to get out and stretch my legs, and uh, just too much back injuries. So yeah, maybe the Social Security or the Medicare will cover the procedure that my current insurance won't cover. So I'm not in a rush to have the surgery. I'm not. So I was willing to see if the injections might make it a little easier, give me a little more quality of life, and go from there. I might have got a little bit of quality of life and said, hell no, I don't want no back surgery. I'm just fine. Leave me alone. But I don't know. She said I can't get away with that. She already told me I can't get away with that. I have too much degeneration for that. Eventually, I'm going to have to get it taken care of because it's going to pinch itself. Oh, man. All right, let me go check on that steak. Oh, a couple more minutes, things should be done. I even butterflied it. It was like this thick. It was a big old piece of tri-tip. I butterflied it in half. And it's almost done. Be nice to eat some red meat. Spoil myself for a minute. I could take the money from this ministry and move it to another country, brothers and sisters, and we could all live like kings. I could do it here. Can still be done here. Still be done here. You could live like king here or queen if you wanted to be the queen of the castle or whatever. It's totally possible. Whenever I live with abundance, I can't even share what I have. I got hundreds of chicken eggs and nobody to give them to. A lot of people, they were trying to, I went into town today and we're giving away eggs. There's so many eggs. It's people this time of year, chickens are going freaking hog wild right now. Freaking, they're going great straight green eggs and ham on everybody, right? Oh. Well, yeah, I could go buy 3 ministries, 5 ministries in another country for what I have one in this country. It's that expensive. Could probably set up one in Ecuador, one in El Salvador, one in Philippines, and one in Iran. That's where I've been thinking about going to Iran. All right, guys, let me put this steak in my mouth here. Let me find a fresh plate. Like that. Excuse me, Mr. Bone. That's gonna. Oh yeah. Thank you, Father, for making cows so I can eat cows. Oh man, look at that steak. Friggin', it's a tri-tip. Oh, thank you, Father. I'm a meat eater. I say meat, I eat. Oh no. Unbelievable. Oh man. Fire. It's got the juice right there. Let's get that. Oh. Oh. Savor every bite. It's like water. When you carry your water, you'll appreciate every drop, right? Don't bite. Tri-tip. No begging pants. Wow. Yeah, we got winds, hard winds out here. We can hear it. It's been ripping all day. But remember, we have a coronal hole stream facing us right, directly facing at us right now. So that's why. Solar wind. Trickle down effect, not like Reaganomics. Well, tri-tip is a good cut of meat, man. Thank you, Father, for good foods. That's a little big, too big of a bite there. Chew it up good so I don't just savage, just chew up, swallow it. I never chewed up food. I was in the military. Just get it down and burp it up and taste it later. Soldier, move out. My poor gut. Went through a workout. Man, it's been a minute since I've had some steak. God, how good that tastes. Thank you, Father. Holy smokes. This had a marinade on it, and I butterflied it, and I put my rub on the other side. So, pretty darn fire. Pretty darn fire. Oh man, it's like prime rib. Look at that. Looks just like prime rib. Oh, fabulous. Fabulous, fabulous. That's a good cut of meat. It's not a chuck eye for sure, but it's more like a New York side of a T-bone than that fillet side, but it's got a real coarse texture, but good, nice and, man, that's like freaking pieces of prime rib. What'd you look onto her? Perfectly cooked too. I like my meat pretty much more done than I used to, but I don't know. It depends on the cut of meat. So that's pretty perfect for a tri-tip right there. This comes from a local place here in Oregon, in the high desert. Distributor here. Local beef. Source as many products as you can locally. You can eat the Brazilian beef from the dollar store. Dollar China. There's no way I'm going to eat all this steak. Back in the day, I would have eaten all this, no problem. I'm not going to eat it all now. Maybe half of it. What's your favorite cut of steak? Yep, go straight to the butcher, but know where your meat's coming from. I mean, make sure your butcher's telling you where that because there's more butchers can source meat from more than one distributor. So, because obviously there's grass-fed beef, and then there's, you know, grain or corn-fed. So, but your butcher should be sourcing a lot of local beef. Our beef herd's so small now, guys. It really is. I worked in the food industry. I sold food, again, told you, for 10 years. I sold beef, chicken, seafood, and pork. I sold the whole barnyard. I went into the ocean and sold seafood, all that. So, that piece was a little done on the end. Oh, crispy, so crispy. What's your favorite cut of meat? I already told you what mine is. And it's definitely not the most expensive cut, for sure. What's your favorite cut on the whole cow? Are you in New York? Or no, I knew you were going to say that, Sabrina. That doesn't count. That's cheating. Remember, they were going to make caribou in this country, and then that's when the beef industry came in, and no, reindeer. So that's the Inuit and the Athabascans, their favorite meat is the caribou, for sure. But I'm talking about the cut, the cut. T-bone, fillet, strip, there's lots of, flat iron, porterhouse would be a T-bone. Some people like a little thicker. Some people, filet mignon, ribeye. Yeah, the ribeye, I like that. That's kind of like the left side of like the tenderloin on the T-bone side, the softer side. This is more coarse. This more coarse, like the New York side of a T-bone is the right side. That strip, that left side is the fillet. More tender and less coarse, more fatty. So people who like a New York strip, they like the right side of the T-bone. Then that's the eye on the other side, and then you go all the way down the eye of the round. You have the rib, and then you get down to the chuck, into the roast, and that's where I like the chuck eye. It comes off the very end of the eye of the roast. Called a chuck eye, very similar to a ribeye. Not as held together, a little more fatty, a little more loose, kind of like a T-bone left side. If you like the left side of a T-bone, you'll like a chuck eye. It's my favorite cut, but the quality of the chuck eye has been going down and down more year after year. I can't get that really awesome chuck eye. It was almost like prime rib fat on it. The kind of fat you can push on the top of the roof of your mouth like a good ribeye. Ribeye fat and prime rib fat are the closest two that I can tell you. I've been sold meat for a lot of years, but those two, Sabrina, you agree? Ribeye and prime rib fat. Now, ribeye fat has a little more coarseness to it, because remember, prime rib fat, that stuff's like Jello. You can just take it, shove it in the top of your roof of your mouth. You don't have to chew it at all. Good prime rib has that, but still, that's on that rib. Remember the rib, the eye. So, definitely like that less coarse, but some people like it. They don't like that style. That's just not, they're more of a more like this. This is, the grain. See the grain on this? Way different than a ribeye, right? Or a chuck eye, or, the other side of the bone of the New York side. Your strip, your flat iron, all that. Your strip steaks, all that. I call them different names, but so a good chuck eye should be able to push that fat on the roof of your mouth and not chew it. Fat was the best part of the meat. That's what, remember, I taught you guys that. They said the fat back in the day was the best part of the meat. They called it the fat. But if you knew ribeye and you knew chuck eye and you knew, what I'm talking about, like prime rib, then you would know why they called the fat the best part. That holds all the flavor. That flavor. If you want to cut the fat off, what are you talking about? That's the best part of the meat, you idiot. Don't you remember? But now their fat's gristle and it's not raised the same way. Hormone and steroid induced, and yeah, let's not go into it. But again, this is sourced out of Central Oregon, so. I can tell good meat. Kind of like back in the day when you had to pick out a good bag, and you didn't have no labels on it, you had to use your eyes. That's got some of the crispies on that. Look up there. Oh man, look at that freaking Charmander. Would you look on her, boys? Oh yeah, that's a good bite right there. You want it. Can you taste that? Oh yeah. Oh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Look at that. We go from that, from that to that. Look at that. Tell me that don't look tender. That's not grocery store style meat. Just look at the difference. Can you see it? Remember, you had to pick out a bag without this many numbers or labels or fancy little. Mm-hmm. The meat's so different now. If you buy, commercial meat is just no roll. It's just, no thanks. I'd rather not eat it. Just look at this. Look at the coarseness on the texture on that. That's what happens when you don't hormone or steroid induce something. Can you see the coarseness of the grain on that meat? You can see the texture. That don't look like grocery store meat, does it? And I have a horrible camera. Oh man, it's a good steak, man. Thank you, Father, for creating red meat. Good for our brain. It's brain food. Brain food. Oh, fabulous. I mean, one bad bite on this steak so far, man. That's what happens when you rush the process. Try to make it man-made. Mammon. You sure know mammon deceive you. Oh, that's going to be an awesome bite. Mm. Wow. It's better if you don't eat it every day, all the day. You know, I mean, it's nice to have, but boy, sure appreciate something when you don't have it every day. You know, don't become accustomed to something, get just gluttonous because you have it all the time. Oh man, should look under her, boys. So look at that piece of meat. That's not store bought. I mean, I did, but they source it. Look, you know, I bought it at the little teeny tiny market up here in town that buys from our local sources, local beef, and their hamburger. Oh. They have single cow burger. People have forgotten what single cow burger is. They're used to having 100 cow or 1,000 cow burger. You know, they just grind up a bunch of cows, put it in one mixture. That's a good way to expose yourself to a lot of crap, man. You ever heard that term, 1,000 cow burger? It's that, you know, $12 a pound hamburger in America. The cheap stuff at $12 a pound. Yeah, meat used to be really different. Mm-hmm. 3D printed. Sabrina. Fake meat, lab meat at the stores now. They've got it out there. It looks just like meat, and people just buy it. They don't think about it. They literally 3D printed steaks, if you will. You know what I mean? Freaking the Jetsons. We made it to the Jetsons. Meet George Jetson, his dog Elroy, Jane, his wife. Oh. Got some 70s and 80s cartoons going in here now. Mm. I keep waiting for the bite that's got a little bit of chewiness in it, right? You know, that'd be one part. Mm. Haven't got to that spot yet, you know. All of it is just wow. You buy that grocery store meat, uh, it's there's so much stuff you spit out on the plate or you cut and you leave to the side. It's got all that hard little, you know, none of this. Look, we got that little end cap there, boys. Got the little end cap there. Oh my goodness, that flavor on that meat is just off the chain. Why do we not raise our own food? Eat Franken cows, Franken food, and trash pork. The pork's all trash. It's trash. The pork's trash. Oh. So somebody just wrote me about blocking her. I don't block anybody most of the time. So, interesting. Okay. Man, yeah, it'd be nice if I get myself taken care of, guys. I don't want to raise sheep and goats again. I want to raise livestock. You know, I want to create abundance. I want to put away enough food, and I can prepare it at any time. You know, and it says put up for your children's children kind of thing. Such a difference than what you get when you go into the commercialized side of everything. Man. Yet we go to the store and we buy their crap most of the time. Eat the goy slop. Don't even come together and unite as a. We're all in our little own bubbles, think we're living the dream when we could be all living the dream together. You know, kingdoms, they didn't kick their family. Get out! You know, like a bird, fly away. They stay together as families and they put up wealth for generations, you know, gold and silver, things, you know, that would last, store. They know how to store long-term food storage. Make things like pemmican and do, you know, whatever. But we've come a long way from that. The lost ways, got to go back to the old ways to, I think in the future, you're going to be eating more 3D printed. That's fabulous. This is a you can even see the difference in the texture, the grain of the meat. This is a tri-tip that I cooked, you know, I butterflied it. And I'd had one bad bite yet, didn't get any gristle or any kind of, or any of that chewy, any of it, not one bite. It was like that thick. It was a big old, you know. So I butterflied it in half, and I don't think I can eat the whole thing, man. But I just keep going. It's good. I think I hit that halfway part here almost. I think I'll take a few more bites. I don't want to overdo it. Don't need to be gluttonous. I'll eat some of that later. I bet you'd be good. Cold. Fabulous, fabulous. But I do prefer goat. You know what I'm saying? Alex, were you the one that guessed? Wait a minute. You guessed, didn't you, Alex? You were in here earlier and you guessed 15. See, guys, I got hit in the face with a grenade. I got a clear bill of health. I still work, function properly. Although I didn't see the eggs on the other side right in front of my face because my right side's all messed up. Okay, good. My brain's still working. My head hurts so bad right now, but I won't talk about it. But I still have a clean bill of health. We got 15 eggs, so you can come pick up your eggs. Come pick up your eggs. It almost, look at the texture of it, guys. It's almost like prime rib, but it's tri-tip. And it's at that other side of the bone, so it shouldn't be like that. So come pick up your 5 dozen eggs. One day, Alex, Sandra, come on, eyeballs work. Oh, if I got my crap together here and I'm trying as hard as I can to get this ministry done, I'll be able to send these eggs to people. Be like, okay, you got your dozen. I need your to contact. Give me the email. Give me your email address. You know, I don't ban everybody on this chat. I've never banned anybody. I actually have moderators that kick people out. So if you ever write me and you want to write me, most times I didn't kick you off this chat. Somebody else did, the moderators, because you must have said something that was off the mark. But either way, just wanted to let you know you got it. And I'm wondering if, though, I didn't see yesterday the eggs that were right to the right of my eyesight. They haven't been laying right there. They could have been right there. So I don't think we got 15 eggs today, but we did get 15 total. I don't know if you were in here. We counted them out, and we said you were the winner. So you can come here and pick up your eggs. Come on, man, come visit the ministry. Don't everybody want to come out here for the summer? Stay for a week. How long you been here? A week. I mean a day. I mean a weekday. Oh no. Stay as long as you want, man. Or woman, remember? Oh, man. Now I'm cutting across the grain. I'm cutting this the complete opposite way. I cut with the grain the whole side. This way I'm cutting across the grain. And it's still just freaking, look at that. Oh, that's so tough. That's so tough. Look at that. I'm in Silver Lake, Oregon. Southeast of Bend, which they call Central. So I'm South Central. What's side? Oh. Niggas in the bath throwing up gang side. Oh. Got a couch out the clip, put the Mac down on the side of my head. Bowed outside, just as I thought, the fools kept stepping. Got him a whip. I got front and back and side to side. All right, and then I let the Alpine play. Is it tasty? I cooked it. Are you telling me? Can you cook that any? Look at that. I do competition. I've been a 5-star chef, managed a 5-star restaurant. You know, I've been in the food industry. Can you cook that any? Not like your store-bought steaks? No. And that's against the grain. Man, and your meat that you eat at home should be just like that. If you raised your own food, it'd be just the same. It's not like it's some kind of miracle science, but, you know, raise it, give it good food, and feed it properly, and don't stress it out, and make it, you know, have a good life. That's what all this is. This was $10 for this, $9.54. You know, and that's hard to find a steak for that price. So I butterflied it in half. Mm. Holy crap. Like right here, look at this. You think all that right there would be that might have a little toughness to it, right? No, none of that is. That's all soft and pull right apart. The whole steak did it. I don't know why we don't raise our own food, man. Mm. No, I'm not Costco. This is from our little tiny restaurant, our little tiny grocery store here locally. This ain't no Costco. This is out in the middle of nowhere. Man. Can that be any more tender? Look at that. It's like prime rib almost, but a little bit heavier texture. It's excellent, man. I'm glad I got a steak today. I need this. I need some brain food. My brain is on overload right now. Oh. Just cutting right across the grain. Oh, look at that. And it's freaking just, all right, that's my last bite. I can't eat anymore. I'm overdoing it. Oh man, I gotta cut a little bit of this off over here though. I'll cut that piece off. Oh yeah. All working right, boys. Oh, it should pull right off, huh? Uh-huh. Oh boy. I went into the best part. Oh, it's crispy. No crunch to it. Mm. Mm. All right, here's my last bite. It's so chewy. Look at how chewy it is. But that'll just so gristly. Look at that. Doesn't that look super gristly? Yeah, a glass of wine and a glass of wine, that'd be all right. This would go good with a glass of wine. One glass is not gonna hurt you, I'm not driving and going anywhere. Man. Mmm. We need to give Puppy a bite, don't we? Let's give him. We'll cut right off this side for the puppy. Oh, look at that. Oh, we'll give him that nice. One bite for the poppin'. One bite for my puppy. Okay, one bite. This is the puppy bites. Look at this nice puppy bite. Oh. Yeah, I could pull that right apart, but I want to keep it whole for him. Oh, oops. All right. Oh, darn it. We're going to give this to the Bobo. We don't really feed him people food, but there's not a lot of seasoning on that. Oh, that's okay. That's for the puppy. Oh, for my boy. Oh, yeah, just nice and slow. Oh, yeah, just pull it right off each little nibble. Nibble, 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 nibble. Oh, that was so easy. All right, I got to get one more bite. I lied. Oh, can I just go one more time? Daddy, please. Daddy, please. One more time. Daddy, please. All right. This is the last bite. That looks like brisket, doesn't it? You guys know what brisket looks like? Doesn't that look like brisket? I cut it across the grain. It's tri-tip, but it looks like brisket, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Wow. Mm. You ever had brisket tacos? Oh my gosh. I got too fast. Oh, that was stupid. Should have braced for impact. Oh, thank you, Father, for that unbelievably amazing steak. Glad I didn't tear through all that. I could have eaten that all right now and had a hurting belly. A hurting belly. Man, I could have eaten all that, guys. My stomach is stuffed, but all those bites were great. Thank you, Father, for good steak, man. Good red meat. Good company to share. Since you won't come here and can't share a supper with me, I'll sup with you guys. Ah, and some Berkey water to finish it off. That's better than a shot of whiskey. Oh, or a glass of wine, but the wine with the steak might have been good. And then rinse it down with some Berkey for dessert. Oh, man. Oh, so tender. All right, we got the copper wire. We're using our copper toothpick. I heard that, Bobo. You just farted, little silly goose. Is it that egg I gave you for breakfast? Did you have an egg for breakfast, Mr. Bobo? Did you have an egg for breakfast? With your diamond lamb and rice and your eggs and rice and chicory root and papaya and quinoa and carrots and oh yeah, soil boy. I've only heard him cough once today, so I think he's getting better. I think he got over that little swallowed a bone down the wrong way, put down the bone hole the wrong way. He's over there being crazy right now. You're such a great kid. You're such a great kid. You're such a great boy today. You're the bestest guy today. You know that? You're the bestest boy every day, Bessie, today. You're my Bessie boy. You're my Bessie poppin'. Dad loves you, boy. You're a good boy. You know that? You're the Bessie. Okay, Mr. Magnetic Puppy, you can't lean on me like that. It's magnetic. What did I get in that? Oh, man. Yeah, if it didn't figure, like I said, that one person come in there saying he had kennel cough or some nonsense like that. He just chewed something. Like I said, he might do it again, but he's better, obviously. He was having a hard time getting excited. He's a good boy. He's been the best guy today that I ever did have. Are you happy to be with the dad? You love the dad? Yes, she does. What a good guy he is. What a good boy. Well, I'm crying at a crossroads here. You know? Yeah, he's got the bestest ever. If he can't make you happy, you know he can't bring up your spirits nothing well, huh? Nothing well. Huh? Little piece of steak there. Got her, didn't we? So, but yeah, he's good to have around. He lifts your spirits up. He's always eager to please. He wants to see the dad happy. Wants to see his dad all happy. So that's what you want out of your animals, is eager to please. He had to stay home when I went to town the other day, so he's happy that Dad got home. Man, that was an excellent steak. Thank you, Father. People starved to death and are hungry, and I have more than almost half that steak still left in there, man. Father gives me so much abundance in life. It's crazy. I'm so much more than I could ever need or use in my life right now, probably. Yet, and people struggle day in and day out. So, oh my goodness, what a double-edged sword that I walk on this rock. Thanks for sharing it with me. Told it's going to happen now. It's not going to stop. It's the new system. Truth it is, it's the new system. It's here. You know what I'm saying? There are people they're going to continue to build it out right under our noses, and then they're going to switch. I told you one day there will be military or ICE guarding those buildings. You mark my words. There will be somebody guarding those buildings. If people try to go after those buildings, they will be heavily guarded. They'll bring in the National Guard, the military, ICE. They won't allow you anywhere near them. They don't want you near them in the future. Potentially. Watch. Well, I'm not a prophet, remember? All the prophecy, Father's doing this, not me. So, I'm just watched it long enough, and don't allow me to tell anybody to tell me history. I'm going to tell you. You read it in a book because you weren't there to witness it. So the loser doesn't get wrote gets left out. Remember? Shut up. No, the victor gets the spoils. So writes it, right, left, no, left out of history. Get it? So, but all right. Anyways, got to keep your head up. Look up. He said, "Your redemption draweth nigh." So you can't have your head up your fourth point of contact. One side bias. He tells it. The victor gets the spoils. So you want to know history. What about what happened to the loser and what happened to that? Well, you don't even know that there was a loser. You just get to read the victor gets the spoils. So they erase that part and they write their own. These data centers are that. Okay. Yeah. So, and as they erase the old, that'll be the new. You'll see what I'm talking about when it gets here. You'll be like, oh my, darn it, Pastor was right about that one. It's not, I'm not right about anything. I'm telling you what they're doing. It's not a matter of right or wrong. I get so tired of that in life too. Oh, you're always right. No, I'm not. I know when I get some things, what they're doing and what they're saying, and say, hey, here's what they say they're doing in their white papers. I've been talking about doing this, building this panopticon info above and below, eye in the sky, Sky Daddy, Death Star, whatever they call that, maybe not the Death Star, but I don't know, whatever. It's all in movies and television, and they do this to program people and soft programs so they don't, not the first time they've seen it, and they'll respond completely different if they're not taken by it because they've been programmed since they were a child to see it. Remember, we went to the moon, right? Now we just went back around the moon, Artemis, right? Okay, Paco, whatever you say, Pato. Don't turn me back to the old me. But, like I said, it's good to be a witness, brothers, sisters, and that way you don't have to read it and you can tell some, no, that I was there. That's not what the hell happened. Shut up. I was there. I witnessed, remember, not in a book. So keep your head up, brothers, sisters. Don't put your head down in your, grains of sand, the dirt, because you're going to miss the best part. He always saves the best for, the end, and you have to endure to the end. So that if that's what you want, then you have to go after that. That's what you have to seek. Father, the Word. So that's your treasure. So be running to Him. He didn't say He's going to come while you're sitting on your ass. He said, have your loins girded in my service until I return, right? Maranatha. So see, it's not a sit on your ass Jesus. It's a get up and take up your cross daily, deny yourself daily, follow after me daily. My disciples, that's what He said. So does that sound like you get to sit down? No. Darn it. So you mean it doesn't stink like a church and pew and a... All right. I don't think I want to go in a building with that many people locked in the same building anyways. That doesn't sound... Well, even if you're locked in there, you're still all like in a tube and almost like being in an airplane or something, you know? Where's the smoking section at, right? Damn, we used to be crazy. Like we all smoke on it. You could smoke on an airplane at a smoking section. You're all in a hollow tube, in a vacuum, and you're all, whatever, man. Life was better back then. We could smoke on an airplane and smoke in the hospital. You could smoke in the hospital back then too. So, oh my goodness. Let's speak of. Let's have us a chooch off the old cannabinoids for the change of, smoking scents. So frankincense and myrrh and all the other great medicinal herbonics that Father has here for us on this rock. Remember in Genesis, as it said, bear seeds, it's here for us to consume. So sticks and seeds and stems, we used to call it, remember, downtown from downtown, about half of it go to downtown over that way, and then you get the... All right, never mind. Oh, the old brick. He's a brick. Ow. Mate. Oh, letting it all hang out. Oh, man. All right, I guess we're just going to take it one day at a time out here. One day. Left. You're right. Oh, man. Good stuff. That was a good one. Oh, man. So I'm going to have to figure out the next thing I'm going to have to do is rent that ditch machine and dig that trench with the machine. I'm not going to dig it by hand. There's no way in hell I can't. That's not... I already knew that. Remember, I said I can't do that. So ditch is next for the electric. I do, hopefully, though, before the end of this week, as I told you, get the paperwork filed and can get the... they'll grant me the address. I'll say, hey, we got the address. So that'll be cool to have an address. So I get the toilet seat out here. Things like that, little things I can order and have sent, because I can have, FedEx or UPS come out here, where I can't, have an address that's on file with the post office, so it doesn't register. So some good things to look forward to. And I think I figured out what that extra charge was that he charged me, because they charged me an extra charge, I told you. But I think they charged me for the 400 amp breaker, and that's what they charged me the extra 50 feet for, or the extra 10 feet, excuse me. And that's the charge that covers the 400 amp breaker instead of the 200 amp breaker. What do you think? You think I'm right? I think that's why it costs another extra. I saw that extra charge. I'm like, hey, wait a minute. So I think I'm right there on that one. I think I'd figured that one out. Man, that steak is still getting me. Thank you, Father, for good red meat. Oh. That's all I can think of, because I don't think he'd overcharge me like that. I don't think he'd overcharge me. That guy was really good. Man, we got so abundant on that. Father hit it out of the park aside for that, didn't he? Because that cost is what it costs that I had to give the county that they want me to go get injections. You know what I'm saying? Instead of the 8. Boom! Let's not forget how far we've come. Frick the old body. Who cares? Just keep going. Move out, soldier. Draw fire. As you were. Carry on. So, but so think I need to figure out how to get that piece of equipment now. But I still have to hear back from the county. So actually, I can't do that. I can't do that. What the hell was I thinking? Because now I still have to file the electrical permit, which is still probably another $500 or $600, and rent the machine, which is another $300 or $400, probably with gas to go there and back. See, there's another 1,000 almost right there. Damn, man, I am freaking striking out here. Oh, I think that one's might be probably be the last to me right there. Because actually, damn, what am I going to do about that? I'll figure it out tomorrow. I have to pay the land payment by tomorrow. For the other property has to be paid by tomorrow. I don't want to have a $50 fee. So, man, this month's cooking by. It's almost the 15th, guys. Halfway through this month. Damn it, that came fast this month. But then again, I've been doing a lot of paperwork, a lot of calls and a lot of other things, obviously. So, oh my gosh, what are we gonna do? Okay, but at least when I get that, I'll get the power here. At that point, I can hook up because I still have two permits to file for the septic that I have to file. One's $800 and $2,500 or $825, the other one's $525. So that's all another $1,400 right there for the septic permits. Now I have most everything I need for the septic here. I covered all the lines and the plumbing and all the other. I should have most of that here. I really feel like I had a lot of that covered. There probably need some other things, but I need. Oh man, let's sit for a second. I need clips for the mobile home, or for the manufactured home. There, to go over the top, that go down in for the wind, because I'm in a high wind area, so I have to have those on and then I have put some kind of gravel down, and I have to actually, because I talked to somebody today that put in and installed, and he said I have to get what are they called? It's what the brick sits on. It's the paver. I have to get the pavers, that so they lay on flat, so they don't sink down in the, for under every brick I have to have a paver. So I'm gonna have to get those. I used all mine and built with them and put them into the storm shelter. Built them into the storm shelter. There's a bunch of those in the storm shelter, but they're built into the shelter already, So I'll just have to go get a bunch more. So that's going to cost probably another couple $100, I'm sure, at least right there in pavers. But it's getting there. We're getting there, like I said, on that. But I don't need that right away. I mean, that's going to have to be that's like my final, setting the house. You know what I'm saying? And then obviously I'll have to attach the plumbing and the electric, but it should already be, the septic should already be in, the tank should be in, the line should be in, you know, the electric should be there. I'll just hook the electric up to the house, hook that, that'll all go at that last, so we're getting there. I'm going to have to come up with some more funding though, because I've run out, I'm sure, once I pay this last electric with I don't know why I was forgetting that I had to pay that electric permit. So I have to pull the permit, even though I've done all this other work for the electric. I have to get the green tag from the county. I have to have the permit to do that. So, and I have to have the inspection from the company, from the other. Like I said, it's a big procedure, but whatever. I'll get through it. I need to get the septic done. I don't want to stall on the septic, though. You know what I'm saying? And I have time. They're not going to tag me for being here right now. I have at least 6 months. So, but I need to get that done as soon as possible. I don't want to drag my feet on the septic. So there's 2 inspections that I have to have done. I have to have the line inspection and the tank inspection. So that takes, if I get too late in the season, it's going to get too busy, and I'm going to have to wait, and I don't want to be doing cover up in the, when it's winter, you know, at the end of the season. I want to do it when it's the first part of the season. So I'll get it. I'm just letting you know. I'm saying, I'm thanking Father for the progression we've been making out here. I don't have to move that building right yet. And, I'm probably gonna have to rent that machine a couple times. I don't think I can get it all done in one time. And plus, I have to have um, I have to call to dig, you know. And so, if I can get the machine for over the weekend, I might try to make an attempt to do that since it's still so far, and see if I can get call those people up again. Call before you dig, and I don't see they didn't put anything out here, or I didn't see anything that shows they were here. But they say they will before and it was supposed to be the 12th. Remember, tomorrow's the 14th, so I don't know how that works. Like I said, I've never done that, but either way, oh, I gotta get up for a second. Oh, forget it. Oh. Okay. Oh. Yeah, I'm trying to do this. I'm just have to just do what I can do with what I have, work what's in front of me. That's kind of the kind of person that I am. I take what Father gives me and I try to make the best that I can of it. If that makes sense, just doesn't always go the way I want it to go. It still doesn't mean that I still don't try to make the best of the situation. You know, can't let that set me back. Hey, Mr. Bozo, you're crowding me. No, please don't. You got to stop leaning on this side of my body. Pants, all done. All done. All done. All done. All done. Stop it. Stop it. You're fine. You don't need all the loves all the times. Dad still loves you all the time. Can I just talk to them for a minute? Or 3 or 5? Excuse me? I do love you, but you gotta give me a minute. Can I have some space? Little space. You know what space is? Not above your head. Space. It's not space, huh? He's kind of an attention whore, isn't he? Would you like to go outside and go potty? I'll let you go outside. You want to go outside for a minute and go potty? Go see if the wind's blowing out there? How about that? How about you go outside and go potty for a minute? You ate dinner. You ready to go out there and take a deuce? Huh? Okay, let's see if you want to go out there. Yeah, you're such a good guy. You're my bestest guy that ever did this. I'll let you, buddy. You're my best guy. Let me know when you come back. Go, buddy. Good boy. He's kind of a handful. He used to not be so much of a handful until Tango Bongo. We lost Biggie, and he kind of picked up for all that attention that he used to not want. He wants it now. He's making up for all the attention that he didn't want before. So he used to be just kind of a one little tap dog, and he was content. Tango was the one who wanted all the big lovins and rubbins, and so wow, times change, huh? I miss my Biggie a whole lot. I think about that dog often. I miss Big, so I tell him he's my Biggie now, so he misses him a lot too. I know he does. So I'm not ready for another dog in life right now. See, I don't need to be taking care of another animal. It's good that I don't. I had somebody try to give me a puppy, you know what I'm saying? So maybe one day in life. Well, remember, I plan on being here for another 50 years. No, I'm not making plans. Father will wreck him. He might not be here for another 200. I might be some weird entity that's never been seen or no. I'm gonna die whenever Father my dad does. Hopefully soon. I don't want to be here much longer, but if 50 years is not that long, I mean, I made it this far. I can make it another 50 plus, or so. It's not going to be the end of, that's not, that's in a drop of hat of eternal time. I'll have to rough it, tough it, and get through it, daily cross. And I'm sure I can keep that going for the next 50 years. Heck yeah, man. That's what matters to me is that, you know, eye on the prize, eye on the prize. Best is always at the end, salvation. So careful where you put your treasure. So, yeah, if you've been told that too, Sister Sabrina, then I think some of us have been told that. Only reason why I say that is because, my dad died when he was 37. And I didn't, I've been around a lot of death, as I told you, since I was young. And so, you know, I didn't know when I was younger and, spirit too, more than anything, that the way all this works as far as death, now that I figured out, that's not, death is just a doorway. It's just a change from skin to Hokadesh, from, spirit to flesh. We go back and forth, just like dogs don't go to heaven because they don't need judgment. They don't sin, So that's why I think it's possible to have Bone, who was born as Yoder, and we call Pants, who is that same dog, because they don't reincarnate. Dogs go to heaven as another mockery by Disney, just messing with the Christians, the people who think they know God, right? Heaven, right? Whatever. Moving on in the conversation. 9 lives, all that, whatever, cats. And so, but, Father has our day of death written. We're not going anywhere until Father, again, I'm not saying jump in front of a moving train, take bullets or whatever, duck, go out of the way, move, damn it. You have to endure to the end if you want to be saved. So that's why I want to take care of my body, not let myself get ruined. If I have to be here for another 50 years, I don't want to be in excruciating pain in my last days. I'm already having, some issues with pain, not that I can't tolerate. Like I told you, if you're watching, I don't really want to have these injections going in your areas and poking at stuff is not comfortable, uh, uh, yeah. So we need to take care of ourselves. We could live to be a lot longer than we even would, know. So if we need to endure to the end, it doesn't matter. We have to try. We could live to be past 100 easily. It's not unheard of. Don't act like it. There's been people who have drank, smoking whiskey, or smoking and drinking whiskey, smoking cigarettes, smoking whiskey. Well, I guess you get whiskey barrels, but anyways, and at their last moments, they lived to be 80, 90, 100, years old, die with a cigarette or cigar in their mouth, proof that your day of death for some people, cheat death how many times? So, there's, yeah, there we go. I don't want to hear. I said this too, Sabrina. If I could just roll this out to you, if because we're just having a conversation here like we do. Appreciate it. You know, I feel like I must have had a conversation with Father and said, Father, will you just make it as hard as you can make it on me so I don't ever have to come back here again? Can I get a hallelujah? You know, some of our lives. You know, I mean, uh, this is, but it's not, you know, if you look at it, flash in a pan, little speck of gold in a bigger picture here on what's Father's the treasure, you know, your time is just a tick if you're eternal. So it's, you know, Father, please just make this as rough as you can so I don't ever want to come back here again. You know, I just want to be with you, the word, so I don't do the word or do the world, the spin and the pervert, the warp, that change, the add, the take away. I really think, Sabrina, that's why he birthed me as the Scorpizzo on the 13th day of the ninth month of November. I mean, 11, 9/11. You know, everything about me is antichrist, but it is what it is. Father just birthed me this way. So, and you got to be warned of that. Remember, the Scorpizzo is going to mirror and perform. You know, he's wise. He knows the word, so he's going to tell you the word. You know, and then tell you one lie amongst the 99 truths. Sneak one in there on him. Yeah, buddy. Tell you 99 truths and a lie, and right, 99 lies and a truth, and just tell you it's all the truth. So you just keep believing him, huh? That forked tongue. See how that works? The Gemini. He warned us of this. Leviathan, the garden, but our innocence. You must be like a child. Don't let this world twist you. Doing the, you know, do dee 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 dee. You got a big snake. All you got to do is make it dance. So that's everything, isn't it? You learn that, sisters, reign on this channel. That Father is the Word. We die and go to the Word. So dogs don't go to heaven. Dogs can rebirth into. I think I saw Pants do that through Bone, and I was thinking maybe one day Mr. Toggy will show up in another body or something. You know, like, dang, this dog acts just like Big. You know, so we'll see. I may give him away. There was another dog I swear looked just like Big when I had him. When I had Big, you know, how's that possible? But I don't know. Father does things beyond our comprehension. Why do we even question him? He's perfect. Don't ask questions. You know, he'll show all these, reveal these things at death. Remember, to us, we need not to be searching the things of the dirt, the worldly things, the spinning and the perversion, and the celebration and the wine and the drunkenness and the, you know, not the having a drink, but, you know, punch drunk on the world, spinning, so whirling, corkscrewing. So how they do, you know, popping the bottles. I don't like sticking my finger in my mouth. Whatever. For just for you. I had second thoughts where he went in. All right. Yeah, Libra is judgments. Libra is judgments. Libra is 7. You know, Libra is Aries, Lear's father, Lear's judgment, but Libra is the black horse of revelation. Hallelujah. You know. Then comes the pale green horse, death. So we know where that comes. We know what that's all about. Hallelujah. Yeah. We see both. Hey, this is revelation. You know, we're here, man. We made it. This times we're talking, spoken about thousands of years ago in the Yuga cycle. Going back to Cali. I don't think so. Yeah. Her bikini, small, heels, tall. She said she likes the ocean. Oh. Never mind. Got it like splash. You ever been to Roaring Rapids? Oh, been to any of them water parks? Maybe Magic Mountain, huh? Magic. They've got the all the Colossus, the largest wooden coaster, eh? cruising and coasting in Cali. Remember stomping in the hood. So, yeah, those are pretty fun. And that a blast, man. God, I got to grow up where I did because got to do things like that. Grow up in the ocean and fish and boogie board and surf and skimboard. And, it's rough growing up there. Got to do things. My dad, he tried to keep us as busy as we could to keep us out of trouble as much as, it's just always there. Always lurking around the corner, always at your back. Sometimes it finds you, sometimes it doesn't. That's just the game you play with numbers. It's not luck, it's probability. So, kind of like an algorithm. Remember, is a dancer. Oh. Oh man, I wish the times. Wish you could upon a star. No, I don't wish anything, but be nice to go back to when things were a little bit less dramatic as they are. So much more little general hospital, and so are the days of our lives. Kind of a Tupperware kind of lifestyle where mom had Tupperware parties, not freaking. Oh my gosh, let's not go there. Adult parties. I mean, they had them back then too, probably, but not as well. I don't know. Times are changing. They're gonna change now, so we need to appreciate the times we have. Um, we're living in times now where we'll be like, man, if we could just go back to these days. We will. We do that pre-COVID. Man, you think it's ever going back to Divock out of here? We're never going back to COVID. That's COVID backwards. Divock, remember? So tell that to everybody you know. DIVOC, Divock out of here. We're never going back to COVID. Pre-19, 19, the reset, 0, the year 0, the age, the beginning of the revelation. Welcome to the apocalypse. Whoa. The great reset. We're here. The Theologos, the pinching. So, those who will fit through the straight gate. Well, if you're eternal, you know that. You're just fitting through this time lap. Remember I told you about this tumbling wheel in the sky? Kali, going back to Kali to the Yuga. So, or you go. Your little go, you go nowhere fast. How about that? Like a rat in a race and a hamster on a wheel. Don't go to Ecuador, they'll eat you. Oh, well, that's gerbils or no. All right, careful what you sup and put in your face. Careful what you speak into this place and space and time. Because you can't be here forever, right? You'll have to go back to the flesh less body. But that's okay. Yeah, no, that's fine. We've talked about that, Sabrina, in here. We need to remind all of those that some of us that Father didn't give the abundance of bounty, not to have a bunch of people nagging in our ear that we're the weirdo and the outcast of our prison inside our own 10 facility house, people like a freaking prison. They torture us daily and torment you like when you're in jail. They expose any weakness you have. You can't show weakness. So this guy, oh, it's David. And this guy, David, like the star David, huh? Are you shooting for the stars? Shoot the moon. Yeah, there you go. It's that guy. I've been told that whole crap. Here he comes. Run. Run. Planet. Wander. The star of Saturn, yeah. Want to rebuild Solomon's temple. No, the third temple is Holkadesh. So it's right here. Let no one take your crown. Remember, you got two of them on the top of your head. If you'd use them, the two witnesses, the two eyes, or the two thieves. He said they would steal your crown right hanging on that cross right in front of your face. Cross face. You ever wrestle? Never mind. I'm not trying to wrestle. There Remember we had the bricklayer here in the Mason. He wanted to wrestle. No, I think he wanted to come try to bury me in bricks. So that's all right. We had a good time. The bricklayer. I think he was following the yellow brick road. Remember the cowardly lion and the finally had a brain or heart or maybe dangerous, huh? But that's all right. We enjoy our company here, so we don't try to build cubits. So nothing new under the sun. Remember Solomon King, you know. How many talents of gold? Oh, careful there, Turbo. Oh, how many gold talents was Solomon's temple? Talent, that's a weight of measurement. 129 pounds. As a talent, that's the hailstones, the weight of a talent. So, yeah, pay no attention, the Wizard of Oz. Because the wonderful things he does. Watch out for Mr. Warp Speed, right? With this gold on dome. I'm going to turn you into golden Swiss cheese. So, oh, cheese whiz, huh? 5G whiz. Towers. So, millimeter waves, microwave tower, millimeter, 15-minute golden city domes. Golden domes. Remember the golden dome? So, work camps. You work for the, corporation. You already work for the corporation, slave nation, bonded by birth to the merchant number. So, even merchandise, you're just we don't need no, going to the meat grinder, education. Remember? Knowledge. My people shall perish for lack of knowledge. So, just look at the big screen. Keep looking at the big screen. Fear, fear, fear. Paying attention to the man behind the curtain. Remember? Because. Well, remember? He's so wonderful. Remember? He can't do anything wrong. So, doesn't matter if he has 34 felonies and filed bankruptcy 6 times and he's a PDF file. Nobody cares. Because of the wonderful things he does. So, they're all in it. Don't remember. Mr. Trudeau up there up north, my Nordics up there, get it, Nordic, all the dicks up north, but they don't understand what Nordic is, but never mind. They told me to leave you out in the Yuga cycle, like in the wolf, minimum, or maybe the spore, like mold, huh? Maybe the ort, or work from ort, no, just kidding. The silver screen, yeah, the silver lies, tell eye vision to your eyes. The big screen, the black mirror, the cabra. So that's a good one. I like that, David. The silver, remember, you must be as refined as gold and silver, he said. Remember, precious. You are precious to him. Everybody else is going to hell so they can be refined, so they don't come back, huh, Sabrina? We want to make sure. Burn me, Father. Burn all the earth out of me so I can be with you in the temple. The crossing. The Lobos of the pinch. Heaven. So it's right in front of your face, but you didn't know it because Father's inside of you. But don't worry, he sees you like goggles. I think you're beer goggle in it. You're fornicating and you're laying with the earth, Nanu. So, yeah, silver was antimicrobial, antibacterial, like copper has that same properties. So, it's been used for thousands of years. Remember, gold and silver were the same value. Remember, gold and silver were the same. Remember, here's some copper, and we're almost giving away more than half a copper. I think half of it. No, not quite half. We've been giving them away. I give them away. People, you put copper in their hand, they might go run over to silver. I don't have silver. I gave away. I'll give away so much silver buffaloes here. See, we've got a buffalo in here. Nano. Shazbot androids. Bots. Oh, we got just change. Oh, that don't sound like no silver to me. That sounds like copper. So, there we go. So, this has been used since the beginning of time. Remember? They used to call it the white metal and the yellow metal. And they valued them exactly the same. Remember I said how many talents was Solomon's temple? weights of talent, like you have a Hale plan. So the war machine, this funds the military industrial complex. Save silver and save lives. Yep, they put a whole monster box and the tip of a smart missile, so it'll hit its target from the land-to-air weapon law. It's the law. Surface-to-air missile, a Samson option. No, that's a different. But Sam, anyways, remember like the third one they shot at Mr. Warp Speed? Supposedly everybody forgot about that shot from a shoulder fire, haven't they? Anyways, but the lifeblood and all the switches since World War One. Remember the First World War? Tanks, airplanes, helipad copters. Not tampons. Hello. Dropping bomb. They'll throw their gold and silver in the streets. They already are. On children's head. It's in Iran. And you paid for it with silver. I don't think Father wanted us to throw silver on top of each other and kill each other with it. Thought he wanted us to use as an antimicrobial and antibacterial. The most reflective, most conductive, so we can put it in our photovoltaics and get super efficiency and get off the system. It's not you, it's not CO2, it's the sun. Remember? And the panels and the silver, photovoltaics. Remember Polaroid, Memorex, remember? All right, remember. People are. Apologize for my outburst there. Oh, man. Okay, so what's on your radar tower? Oh, you need radar towers, lots of silver on data mining stations. You know, all the copper, it takes copper. This copper is what it takes to run all the data mining stations, the wiring. But these data mining stations, like colloidal silver, as an antimicrobial, eats the silver. That's right. And there's been a silver deficit for the last 6 years, 200 to 300 million ounces by industry. Not because you want to buy some silver buffaloes or collect some gold or put it around your neck pearls, a pearl necklace. But careful where you cache your pearls. All right, treasure. But anyways, yes, there's been a deficit, 200 to 300 million ounces used by Mr. Stinky Muskrat, Starlake, Palantir, the war machine. Oh, they don't count that in silver. But anyways, yes, Samsung, your nano phone, Android, Apple, that's who's using it, the industry. Yes, they're always watching you. It's watching, it's always watching. That's right there. It's the crown. He said, I come quickly. The eye in the sky, as is above, so is below. They do this below. You don't think they're monitoring the whole currents, the chasms where the 10 Commandments were taken? Remember, they wrote a book about it, Baron the Time Traveler. Don't you know Mr. Warp Speed, son? Is he going to go to war? Are we going to send Baron to Iran? Iran? No, I don't think so. But anyways, Washington, remember he said no foreign entanglements, but let's not go there. But he banned Christmas because it was an orgy, remember? So people are weird, so I don't know. They tell me I'm weird, but they celebrate an orgy Jesus, the Casper the Friendly Jesus, so. Remember? And then these people say they're native. These were pagans. Father allowed the slaughtering of all these people because they were pole worshiping, you know, like Christians, Egyptian religion, the Baphomet god, Baal, sun with beast and hand. Yeah, heads of beast and man and bodies. And yep, there we go. Totem worship. What are you totem token on? Passing that peace is Antichrist. Pipe? You mean the pit? You mean the Peter Pan gods? Your pantheon? I think you've been twisted. You're warped. You're like warp speed, but remember, if they go up warp speed, they can use this perpetual polarity to pull you in their direction, like magnetism. Can you see magnetism? Is that real? Can you see the word? Then that's not real if you can't see it, right? Faith are the things unseen. Is that real? How about that? What's reality? If you can't tell me what reality or normality is, you have to get in the van. ISIS doesn't, your identity, we're having some issues. If you're even from this country, so we might send you to Venezuela. I don't know. Things that could happen. I wouldn't be too worried about it right now. They're not taking anybody out of the country or holding everybody. It's just $19,000 a person, so nobody's getting shipped out of America anymore. that whole ISIS, and that kind of put on got front on. They didn't talk about that much, right? Just talk about the blowing up school children with the U.S. tax dollars, and those people that'll have to pay for it at death with their Ukrainian children, women, men, Russian too, Yemenis, Lebanese, Gazan, Palestinian, Palestine. Remember, not Israel, it was Palestine. Palestine is what it was called. There is no Israel. Israel was a man. So stop saying that. You're blasphemous, heathen. It's not 2026. There's no free will. There's no luck. There's no J, so there's no Jesus. If you use the letter J, Jacob he loved. He called Israel. He was a man, not a country. So why do you say that? Because you're a swine. Remember? And I cast that out of here. Low energy. So microwaves. Just go eat your food. Remember? Your Franken food. You've been chemically castrated and mind castrated. Are you telling me you're spinning on a ball? Then please leave. Faster than the speed of sound? Or is that light? You worship the light. God and Jesus are real. God is a title and Jesus is Satan the Son, God Mithra. We know that 100% because the celebration of the Roman. Remember, they love their orgies. Their orgy Jesus, their booby pantheon, pancake, titty with the pepperoni Jesus. Oh, with the tassels, pepperoni Jesus with the stripper Jesus around the pole. Remember, around the new year, up and down in the middle of the winter. I get you dancing in the middle of the winter. Banging, bang, bang, Jesus. The Casper, the friendly Jesus. Yeah, well, more than that, they put it all, man. They just poison us, Walter. If you think about in the 1800s and what we eat now, not even 2% of that food would be even considered food. Remember, bread used to mold. Old penicillin, remember, was good bacteria. Gut, back now they mess with your bacteria, gut genetically, not chemically. Yes, people think in a laboratory, oh, it's been modified. They're chemically castrate people. So their minds, their food, the goy slop. So it's part of the Satan Yahoo plan. Remember what he said in the 90s? They're going to cut this nation up and get everybody on dependent on, So it's Israel's doing it, remember? No, that's Satan Yahoo. He's controlling that fake Jews, if you want to. There's no such thing as Jew. That term that didn't come about. That's a newer 1948 nonsense. That makes no sense. A bunch of Masonic ritual, the stars, the triple conjunction in Aries, Father, the Ram, the tabernacle where Saturn, Kronos, and Jupiter, the king, conjuncted triple. Remember, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. It's very, I don't have to be a magi to enter and overstand what I'm talking about, because I'm not talking about under where you're here on this rock, earth that you walk. Earth is ruled because you walk not on the earth, remember? It's your ruling tongue. The way you Flintstone, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what you're smoking, but he's the rock. Not some 33rd Masonic ritual on a ball spinning. That's Masonic. So worship of the star worship. Okay. Thank you again, Sister Sabrina, for coming in. Appreciate all your time. You're a huge asset to the ministry. And we're not making an ass of yourself. We can learn together, remember? Reproof the word with each other. So thank you for the word. Thank you for always sharing. We're not perfect people in here, but we're refining ourselves as we go daily cross. So, man, I hope to hear back from the county here soon. Let me know. I can start this process with the electric so I can start knocking some of these things out one way or another. I'm going to find you. I'm going to get you one way or another. So we're past the huge milestone. The next step is the electric. So I have to call and talk to the doctor tomorrow. I need to make sure she documents my medical conditions properly, so I don't have to sit there and fight with Social Security like that. I think she will do that for me and be able to put the proper, like I said, I'm not trying to gain anything that's not the damage done to my body is done. I mean, it's there. I can't. You can see it. It's there. It's not anything I'm trying to gain something that's not there. So they always try to get me go for the PTSD. I got that too. So if you want to look into that, I don't say that I don't now. I have my son and daughter are missing in a country that doesn't even care to look for them. Federal, state, county, nobody cares. You know, two missing people, son and daughter. Gave them all the evidence of the murder, gave them the motive, gave them everything. They don't want to look at it. Never once has anybody ever called me once to even look into my son and daughter's missing bodies. So it's okay. Father doesn't make a single mistake, but you know, what do you do? Put your faith, stay anchored, and Father don't make a mistake. Like I said, he's blameless. So the inner man that cannot sin, it's the flesh that makes us sin. So you can't be with flesh and be with Father because that's not a possibility. Remember, even the high priest, Aaron Levite, knew if you saw Father, you remember they put an anklet like a noose around the, slip knot around the, not a band, around the, well, kind of like a band, but around the, not around your head, right? Around the high priest of Aaron, because when they would sprinkle the blood of the lamb over the covenant, the perfect sacrifice guarded by the cherubs, remember now it's sprinkled on our hearts, hello. They knew if you saw Father, you would, like, haven't you ever seen Indiana Jones? I'm melting. No, around here too many, guy. I don't know if too many. There are some, actually, I know some Mennonites out here in the valley that are Mennonites, but they're good people. They have church at their house and stuff. They don't lollipop it. They don't celebrate. They just church at their house. So they're, they know not to celebrate. So, and I know they know that. They grow their own food and have big gardens, and they're good people. I've dealt with them before. They are very. I've gotten the mill ends from them. They have a mill, and they mill out all the barns, pole barns, and things like. They're kind of high tech, a little more, but they are not the only ones out here. I mean, there's others, I'm sure, if you looked around, but not like being back east in Ohio or Iowa or was it Iowa, the capital of the Amish, or the capital? Oh, darn brain of mine. It's on 404 air. I apologize. I'm somewhere in the vicinity of, somewhere on the East Coast. I'm on the left coast, so I ain't right. So, but you can live like that. I try to live like that. I like to get the goats back out here and the sheep back out here. I don't think I'm going to raise hogs ever again, but that's okay. If somebody wanted to raise them, I would. I don't eat pig, but you could raise your own out here. If somebody ever came out here and raised it, I'd totally help you, hook you up, and tell you where to get all the good food spots. I used to raise hogs, so you go into Bend, you can go to the food to the because there's a farm. We're on a farm. You can go to the bread store and they'll give you, load you up a whole cart. Things have changed. I don't think it's as cheap as it used to be, but something like $15. You used to get a whole. Couldn't even feel my car was stuffed with breads and crap. Not that I would eat, but all that sugar daddy stuff. The hella days, ding dong, ho ho, whatever that ho 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 nonsense. But Susie Q and all that. But it's all right. The pigs slop it down. Um, don't prefer a lot of it. I try to throw a lot of that out to the side and pull out the breads, and the better. A lot of there's just, it's a bread store, so that's just one option when you go to town and stuff. But be efficient, grow a garden, that type of thing. That's how you can do it. Become your own Amish style lifestyle, where when the lights go out, if that day happens from the sun or something nefarious, you're just like, it's just another day here out at the farm. So pretty amazing culture. People who have lived symbiotic with the land and each other and done. None of them are perfect anyway, and there's issues in there. There's a bad apple in every bunch, but do appreciate their lifestyle, ways of old. They can. They know how to trap, fish, hunt and work together, community, unite. And all we do is separate and think we're living the American dream because we're not even together. We're all living our own little American dream. Kick our kids out of the house. We used to come together like the Amish, like the, kings and queens, and unite, not throw your kids out on the street. Like, get away from me, We kind of got that generation. I was from that generation, just where I grew up. But come inside with lights go out. You know, you're not meant to be seen or heard, children. Go play. So couldn't play video games all day. Didn't have iPads and Apples, and we had Atari. So, but you got limited. Our parents didn't let us play that stuff all day. You know, but then again, we didn't have a new beta game or whatever beta something, whatever that is. We had a fish beta, you know, tank, you know, a fish tank or something, a turtle, you know, 13 months in a year, right? Did I slip into the Mandela effect? I must have slipped into the old Mandela. So, old Yeller, bark like a dog, remember? All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap it up here. I'm coming up on a long enough here. My back can only take so much. I have to get up here and get up, move around a little bit. Oh, it's a little bit longer, so let's get out of here and appreciate you guys coming in. Appreciate your time. You want to support the ministry, come back when you have more time. Produce good comments. You make the ministry, not me. I mean, I'm just one dude of the ones that come here. Dude and dudettes, or whatever you want to call it. One race, the human race, man and woman. So come back when you have some more time. Time's more value than money. You can make more money. You can't make more time. You got a time machine. Let me know, or something like that. We'll go back in time and then come back to the future. So we do that in here. But kind of like music, it'll take you back in time. So, all right. Thank you, brothers, sisters, in the narrow way. There are links in the description to my email. So if you write me, I probably didn't kick you off the chat because I have moderators here that do that for me. I don't like to be having to reach for the whole time. Sometimes I lean back. So again, much appreciated, much agape, and we'll see you again on the next stream, whenever that may be. Father's timing, he makes perfect timing, and my time is always off. So when he's ready, we'll come back and do it again. Father's will be done. Thy kingdom come is the return of the bridegroom. So that's probably the most epic things ever spoken by the Messiah. Thy kingdom will come. He was talking about when he returns, brothers and sisters. So have your loins girded in a service, Maranatha. Pastor Revelation, Pastor Apocalypse. Whoa.